my exes live in Texas.
Your Honor, we go to the same mega church.
Please tell me you're recording
He
that.
just said,
Matt, I got 12 stories for you today. I'm going to be giving you a true crime story ripped from the FBI headlines and telling you exactly what happened in the case. Some of them were cases I investigated. Some of them are cases other FBI agents investigated. And then your job is to guess the sentencing. How much sentence did this person get? How much time are they going to prison for? And within a 20% variance of the actual sentence. And Colby's going to keep track of you. There's no curveballs here. It's all very straightforward. And I'm happy to answer any questions about the cases as we go along. But if you're ready, we'll hop into the first case. It's a case that I worked from back in my time in Honolulu, Hawaii, where I was an FBI agent for 7 of the 26 years I was an agent. And there was a fella named Scott. I'm not going to give you Scott's last name. I could, but let's not embarrass the poor guy. He's paid his debt to society, and he's probably trying to move on with his life. But he was the realtor of the year in Honolulu, a kind of heavy-hitting realtor.
Right.
And but he also had a side hustle as the bookkeeper for a family trust. Okay, so he used to
Okay, what? As a bookkeeper for
a family trust. They're consider it a family, a wealthy family.
yeah,
that
and
had-
he's keeping the books. He's
Yeah.
the okay. I'm sorry.
exactly.
I thought for a second I thought bookmaker,
No,
and
no,
I
no.
thought what?
Yeah.
He's gambling with the
Yeah,
family's
a
trust
bookkeeper's
money?
like an accountant.
Yeah.
A bookmaker's like like a mobster.
Right.
This guy's not a
Okay,
mobster. He's
you
a
know.
nice kid.
It's early.
I get it. Okay, so I want to think about, when we talk about the story, the internal control failures that happen. The first one is that his employer, Scott would pay the bills for the company, but his employer, it was kind of a pain in the ass for them to like get the checks and sign it. So what they would do is they would sign a book of blank checks and give it to Scott.
So bad.
Do you see a problem
This
with
is
that
so
procedure?
bad. Yes.
I've had so many embezzlement cases where that is the fact pattern.
Really?
Yeah.
It just seems so stupid. Like it's so lazy.
It's lazy, and you're trusting your people way too much.
Yeah.
It creates a little problem for me because it's not really a forgery at that point. It's a fraud.
Yeah.
And so what Scott was doing is Scott was basically filling out those checks and writing them to himself.
No shell company. No.
He had a DBA company that
Right.
he wrote some to, but it was clear. But some of them
doesn't-
were actually written in his name. But the good news is good news for Scott is that he was the bookkeeper, right? So he was maintaining the books, and so what he was doing is, as he would write these checks, he would also log them in to QuickBooks or whatever they were using to keep track of it, to falsely claim these payments as legitimate expenses of
Yeah.
the family business.
Right. Okay.
Which is another internal control failure. When I do consulting for corporations talking about how to prevent fraud, I talk about segregation of duties. And the idea there is that the person who has control of the assets of the company, the bank account, the checkbook, needs to be a different person than the person who is recording the transactions in the accounting records.
Right.
You separate those two things, embezzlements get very hard.
Yeah, because you start needing multiple people to be involved in the fraud.
Yeah.
You just have one person do it. One person's got carte blanche to do
Keys to the
whatever they
kingdom.
want.
Right. So you either hire 2 people or empower one of the bosses to say, listen, I'll be the one to actually write the checks. You just create some sort of purchase order for me to do it, and you take care of it. But they don't do that. No, a lot of companies don't do that. I've been consulting with a lot of doctors' offices and dental offices, and they are getting ripped off left and right because their back office lady is just stealing money from them because they have control of the assets of the company and the accounting records. So bad on them.
And it's, I'll bet too, like a dentist. It's funny, like a dentist or anybody in those types of fields. Like you don't want to deal with that. Like he wants to come in. I want to come in and I want to be a dentist. I don't want to have to run this fucking place.
That's the problem. And more importantly, when you're a physician or a dentist, you're not learning that in physician and dentist
I was
school,
gonna
right?
say.
You're also a small business owner,
Yeah.
of a multi-million-dollar business, yet these physicians and dentists have no experience in running a business.
Right.
And so they hire the lady in the back to be their kind of like back office person.
When you're going through dental school, you're not thinking either. Like I can't
No,
wait
you're-
till I have to balance the fucking
you're
books.
learning root canals
Yeah.
and nitrous oxide.
Yeah.
I get it. And so, so it's a problem for that industry, but it was also a problem for this small, family trust in Hawaii. Scott did this over 100 times over a 5-year period. but it was drips and drabs.
Yeah, that doesn't seem so bad. But I mean, I know it adds up.
Yeah, and
It was like 50 grand or
$243,000.
that's hardly drips and these are all in the thousands.
Yeah, over a 5-year period, right? So what's that?
Make it sound like that thing's okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's supplementing his income to the tune of probably 50 grand a year, and
at his family trust expense. I get it.
At his from his boss's expense. His boss finally sees something.
His boss? I thought it was his family trust.
No,
he worked for the.
Right.
Okay,
it's not Scott's family. Scott is an employee of a wealthy family's trust that maintains the family's assets. There's a lot of generational wealth in America, and it ain't Scott's generational wealth. And I hope I made that clear.
It's getting there. At this rate, it will be.
Yeah. So they stumble upon this thing. They realize, some manager at this family trust takes a look at it. It takes a look at the bank records for the first time ever, starts wondering what these expenses are, and sees these checks to Scott, calls the FBI. It lands on my desk.
Right.
I get the case. Take a look at the evidence, add it all up, drop all the checks into a spreadsheet. Time to go visit Scott. Scott answers the door. I identify myself, got to talk to you, sit down. An hour later, I got a signed confession from the kid.
Did he know immediately?
He knew immediately.
Oh.
He knew that this storm was coming. And nice guy, apologetic, said he had a business that he was trying to kind of keep afloat on the side. He was robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Yeah.
That type of thing.
Yeah.
So no criminal history for Scott. This is his first rodeo. Again, he was Realtor of the Year. And there's some culpability of the victim from having been so stupid to have this total lack of internal controls.
What is it? Three? Is it the three, the trifecta, where you have necessity? Mm-hmm. Is it necessity, opportunity,
rationalization?
Yeah, and I would say justification.
It's the fraud triangle.
Fraud triangle.
The need for money, the opportunity, right? The lack of internal controls, and then the rationalizations that Scott tells himself.
Yeah.
Again, with all these embezzlers, getting them to confess is the easiest thing in the world, Matt Cox, because all you have to do to them is say, you weren't really stealing the money. You were borrowing it, right? You were going to put this money back once your ship came in.
You give them an out.
Once you did really well at the casino and that slot machine just paid off for you, you were going to sneak that money back into the bank account. They're like, yes, finally, someone understands me. I'll go, I get it, buddy. I get it, my friend. And so, so you basically just act super compassionate with them, and then they'll confess to you that they actually stole the money, but in their mind, they were just borrowing it, sign the confession. And
that means nothing in front of a judge. No. Yeah.
The judge gives fuck all about that excuse. And
you were borrowing it. Mr. Prosecutor, can we cut this sentence in half?
Who among us hasn't borrowed money?
Currently embezzling from the church.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just a technicality that the lender doesn't understand that they're lending you the money. So we got Scott, 100 different instances of fraud over a 5-year period, stealing $243,000. Pleads guilty, falls on his sword. How much time are you going to give this guy?
He's got probation. He's going to get,
really,
I think, 3 years probation. Maybe if he got anything, 250,000. I don't know.
I'll tell you, this was 2000. This is probably 2010, 2011. I don't know because the sentencing guidelines have changed over time.
You want to say 6 months? Can I say 6 months?
You can say what you want, buddy. Yeah. It's your show.
I'm going to say 6 months. I think I'll tell you, it is $250,000. It was a long period of time. 250.
I'll tell you that
he was in a position of trust.
For sure. More than minimal planning.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that the victim came and gave an impassioned speech to the judge about trust and the violation of trust that took place and how they regarded him as a member of the family and he robbed them blind. There were little tears rolling down people's cheeks when this victim got up there to talk. You sticking with 6 months, Matt Cox?
I honestly still think 3 years, but I'm going to say 6 months. Only because I'm thinking about the enhancements. I'm thinking even though this is not sophisticated. Well, no, it is because he did have a DBA. It's stupid, but in his mind, it probably was. Most people would probably think it was sophisticated. I think
he's going into QuickBooks. He's creating false accounting entries.
Yeah,
There's a lot going on.
Yeah,
here.
sophisticated means. They used to hit people with an enhancement for specialty device. and what they were considering a specialty device was a computer. Like you can't do anything without a computer.
I was there. That was not the case in this one.
So,
but everything acceptance. He gets credit for acceptance of responsibility. That helps, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna say let's say 6 months.
6 months. That's your final answer.
Probably 3 months, but let's say 6.
That's your final answer.
Yeah.
You think this guy stole $250,000 and got 6 months in prison?
Yeah.
Correct answer. Got 33 months in prison.
Are you serious for $250? That's horrible.
That's quite a windfall.
That's ridiculous.
No, you're low. You're out of your mind.
No, listen, I knew a guy that stole $4 million and he got 4 years.
All right.
And he was bitching about it the whole fucking time. Like, you stole $4 million.
Yeah.
And he did that over a period of probably 3 years. And it was sophisticated. And he got 4 years. That's ridiculous. I'd appeal that. We got to appeal that.
Well, it was a decade ago. So this poor guy's moved on with his life.
And the process is so slow. By the time he got denied, he'd be in the halfway house.
Yeah.
So I can't believe that. Okay, sorry. Let's move on. Sorry.
All right.
I feel bad for him. I didn't feel bad now. Now I feel bad. Like that's a lot.
He was a nice kid.
Going online without using ExpressVPN is like going to the bathroom without locking the door. Even if you think you have nothing to hide, why give a random creep a chance to invade your privacy? In the US, your internet service provider knows every single website you visit, and they can legally sell that information to advertisers. ExpressVPN reroutes 100% of your traffic through secured, encrypted servers so they can't spy on you. Here's why I like ExpressVPN. It hides your IP address so third parties can't track you. It works on all devices, phones, laptops, tablets, you name it. And it's dead simple. Open the app, tap one button, and you're protected. I use ExpressVPN every time I go on a hotel or airport Wi-Fi. Those networks are wide open, and it's important for me to keep my private stuff secure. Once somebody gets into your personal stuff, it's hard to undo. That's why I lock mine down online. Secure your online data today by visiting expressvpn.com/ITC. That's expressvpn.com/ITC to find out how you can get up to 4 extra months free. expressvpn.com/ITC.
Matt Cox, do you regard yourself as an influencer?
And I wish I did, but unfortunately now I'm probably, I probably, it just seems so silly. You know, influencer sounds so silly. When I say
It's such a lofty name.
I was thinking when someone says they're an influencer, the first thing that pops in my head is a blonde girl going, "I'm a YouTube influencer." That's the first thing So it's not lofty. It's it's silly. To me, it's silliness.
I used to do a lot of work in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. And on the weekends, I would, this is after I retired, I was doing some consulting work out there. And on the weekends, I would go to these beach clubs that they have there, these pool clubs, where you'd go in, you pay like $30 to get in, then you sit by the pool, and nice waiters and waitresses bring you food all day. It's very nice. There's music playing. It's like a Las Vegas experience, but it's in Abu Dhabi. One day I'm sitting at this one on Yaz Island in Abu Dhabi. It used to be they called it Fight Island during COVID when the UFC took over the island and had fight tournaments there. And so I'm sitting there at a beach club next to the Hilton. It's perfect. It's beautiful, like the Gulf of Arabia or the Gulf of the Persian Gulf or Arabian Gulf, however you want to call it, depending on where you are politically. Is right there. It's beautiful. And then a bus arrives. And then about 40 of the most beautiful women you've ever seen in your life get off this bus. And they all have their phones and their selfie sticks. It was an influencer tour that had come 2 hours from Dubai. And these women were like hot Instagram and TikTok influencers who were being allowed to use the facilities there at this like day club, and probably being paid something, but they had to take lots of pictures and tag the club to hype the club.
Of course. It's for a ton of free advertisement for them.
The hottest women you've ever seen in your life.
Right.
And but the entire time they're like taking pictures of themselves and editing it and taking pictures of each other and like pretending to eat shrimp. it looked at the most miserable experience of my life. None of them were enjoying this facility. They were just constantly just making content while they're there. And
Right.
and I thought, my God, these influencers. Every teen girl I meet wants to be a YouTuber or an influencer
Right.
because they see this glamorous life, but it's all just an illusion.
Yeah. Yeah. As soon as the camera's off, it's like,
Yeah, they were just these miserable women who were not having a good time, but their entire income was based on the idea that they need to pretend to be having a good time, to pretend to have this lifestyle when they were just kind of getting off the equivalent of a Greyhound bus after a 2-hour drive from Dubai and then shuttled like cattle into this pool area. There's a woman named Daniela Rendon, Miami. She's a lifestyle influencer. Another amazing woman. And she built a really big following on Instagram, and her content was like the intersection of like sex and ostentatious wealth. There's shots of her in her Bentley and shots of her in getting on private planes and getting off private planes, and I'm shopping, and she held herself out as a real estate person for the rich and famous in Miami. She was like a realtor to the stars down in Miami. And so lots of tours of her like walking through like these opulent condominiums and stuff like that. And just like living the lifestyle anybody would want. And just a beautiful, glamorous woman with a perfect body who's constantly in a bikini. The reality of the situation was that Daniela was actually just making $48,000 a year selling properties in the model homes of kind of new home developments. She was like the lady in the trailer.
right.
And all of this influencer stuff, with her Bentley and all that, was really just a house of cards, an illusion.
All right.
Question is, how is she affording this look, right? How is she affording the private plane or the Bentley, which turned out to be leased? And the answer is that she was getting fraudulent COVID PPP loans. You familiar with that whole phenomenon?
Yeah, there's a huge wave of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was. They're all still in. They took them a couple of years to catch up with them.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, all the lows in federal prison got flooded.
Yeah. And so she got $400,000 in a PPP loan with just absolute nonsense on her application, completely fraudulent. And then she used that money to get plastic surgery, money well spent, and a Bentley lease, and a luxury apartment, and lots of like strappy shoes.
Right.
Right. And then the FBI catches up with her and busts her for this $400,000 PPP fraud, and it becomes clear that her whole life is just a fraud itself.
Right. An Instagram illusion.
Right. And so she pleads guilty, doesn't put up much of a fight, and then at her sentencing, she writes a 30-page letter to the judge. God. And there was a dramatic reading at the sentencing.
Oh my God! How long did that take?
Quite a while. And she talked about the idea that everyone was doing it. And it was really kind of a think piece on remorse. And she said she was motivated by insatiable greed. And I got to tell you, Matt, the judge was moved.
No, yeah, I bet he was. I bet he was like, I'm going to give you more time to think.
The judge was moved.
I was going to give you the low end of the guidelines.
All right, so you got the influencer.
Right.
Beautiful woman, Matt.
Yeah.
Beautiful woman, Matt Cox.
Yeah. Okay. Well, PPP loan, that's definitely, you're definitely going to get more time for that because that's definitely sophisticated means, right? Like it's not easy. You got to fill out the paperwork.
Right. And well, she did. And it's not like she was using it to like, feed her hungry kids, or maybe she was. I don't know what her situation is with her hungry kids. But again,
And she was going to pay it back.
she also
She
wrote
was
30.
borrowed.
You're discounting the 30 pages. You don't see that much, right? When you get
No.
it to do your elocution at the end about how sorry you are.
Yeah.
30 pages.
I
I mean, you've written books.
I know.
30 pages is a lot of pages.
So, I mean, the last one was, 33 months. So,
Apples and oranges. Apples and oranges. She's an influencer.
mean anything. The judge has got to be like, God, boy, those judges.
Here's the question. Could she influence
The judge. No. They are heartless and probably disgusted by somebody who made them sit there for an hour while they read this thought piece on remorse and greed and going with the crowd.
I told myself everyone was doing it. And at the time, that made sense.
I mean, I'm gonna go. I think probably was it 41 months?
Is that your guess?
You know what I need? I need a copy of the guidelines so that I know what the ranges are. That's what I need. It's not really necessarily a cheat sheet.
Yeah.
But what the guideline ranges, like if I had, and I have that form.
Well, that would be the answer to the question.
No, it wouldn't be because I still have to guess like what were the enhancements. Like
I want to hear it from the gut of Matt Cox, the soul.
God, it just seems so ridiculous to give somebody 4 years. But I feel like we're talking about like 36. There's nobody for her to cooperate against. I'd say maybe 36 months.
36 months. Is that your guess? Or you want to?
The other one it was 33. It was 33, and it was
Again,
less.
This is the COVID era. It's a decade later. I don't
And
want.
she's attractive.
So good looking.
I'm gonna go 4 years. 4 seems ridiculously long.
4 years is 48 months.
Yeah, 48 months. That's ridiculously long. It's too long for that amount of money. But okay, I'm going to go 48 months.
48 months is your guess?
Yes.
Okay. It's interesting because the very first guess you had was 41 months.
Right.
And that's what it was, 41 months.
Oh, I'm almost positive that's the low end of the guideline of one of the ranges is 41
Yeah,
months.
it's interesting that you pulled that out. I looked down to see if you were looking at my page somehow, or if I had
No.
written it down. Or if you
How-
watched the video that I did on that.
No. How long? So how is that? What's 20%?
What was 20% of 41?
8.
8. So you're good.
Yeah.
You hit
All
it.
right,
You
so
got it.
49.
You're in the range.
Nice.
You did good.
You ever have one of those moments when you think this could go really bad? I remember one time when I was in the bank and I was arrested on suspicion of bank fraud, and I found myself in front of a couple of detectives answering questions, and it reminded me of how quickly life can change. That's why I like to stay sharp. And Cashapp makes that easy. It's a whole body meal packed with good stuff that keeps me fueled and ready for anything. They just dropped a brand new flavor, and it's made with real freeze-dried strawberries. The first time I tried it, it honestly tasted like a supercharged strawberry milkshake, but without the junk. Just clean, plant-based nutrition. Cashapp has 85 plus superfoods and nutrients, plus 25 grams of plant-based protein. No soy, no gluten, no preservatives, just fuel your body actually needs. I drink it for breakfast or lunch when I'm in a hurry, and it helps keep me full and focused for the interviews. You've never tasted strawberries like this. Go to Cashapp.com and use code ITC for 15% off your next order. That's KACHAVA.com, code ITC for 15% off.
On the topic of lifestyle influencers,
I'm going to study the range. That's what I need to do is memorize the range.
I think the show is better if you aren't
Cheating?
your show. All right, we're on a roll with lifestyle influencers. Did you ever hear of a lifestyle influencer named Anthony Ferrer? He held himself out as the timepiece gentleman.
Yes.
Yeah, I
we
mean-
did a whole thing on him.
Yeah.
I don't know how much time he got.
Was he on your show?
No, but I knew somebody who had actually.
We had one of his super fans on this show.
Yes.
He had a lot of fans.
Yeah.
He was huge.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me tell you the story because maybe some of your viewers aren't into it. 35-year-old Anthony Ferrer was the timepiece gentleman, and he had a lucrative Beverly Hills business selling expensive watches. Some of the watches were his own inventory, but he was really making his money on consignment sales, where I would send him my expensive Rolex, and he would sell it for me in exchange for a commission, and he would get top dollar for it because he is the timepiece gentleman. That's the setup.
Yeah.
Somewhere along the line, things went sideways in this arrangement. He was also, a very, very popular social media guy, and he had a reality show on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah, like a produced reality show
Oh, okay.
on YouTube. And
I thought he was just putting out videos himself, but okay.
well, no, I mean, it was self-produced. I mean,
okay.
It's YouTube. You're on YouTube.
This is a reality show? I had never
Yeah,
described it.
his show was like a Lamborghini pulling up
That's
outside
right.
the
Yeah, that's who's
watch
blowing
store.
all of his money on
Right. Private planes and all that. And you know, with
jerk
the
off.
watches, complete jerk off. So things went sideways, and then Anthony began selling watches that were given to him on consignment and keeping all the money for himself.
Right.
Right. And then what does he do? Then his people are like, hey, what's up with my watch? And then he would stall for time. And then eventually he would need to pay out the guy whose watch he actually sold and kept the money from 6 months ago. And he sells someone else's watch and then takes their money. So it really came like a Ponzi scheme in many ways, where he's selling one person's watch to pay back the person for a while ago.
It's pretty much the definition of Ponzi scheme,
Kinda,
pretty
yeah,
much.
yeah.
Although there's an actual watch involved. For a lot of Ponzi schemes, there's nothing involved.
Yeah. And it doesn't take long before a scheme like this just snowballs. And again, he's got expensive tastes himself, so he's got a lot of overhead. $3 million in watches from 20 different people he screwed over. That's the net loss,
Right.
in this case. Again, he's got swagged out apartments, expensive cars. He was eating at restaurants. This was in the charging document. He ate at a restaurant with a $10,000 bill for a single dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Let's assume he had some friends with him.
Yeah, let's hope so.
How do you spend 10 grand?
I don't know. It's ridiculous.
Wine? It's got to be wine, right?
Yeah. It's got to be alcohol involved, right? Like I can't imagine, even if the stakes were $200-$300 a piece. How many friends do you have?
I don't know. That wasn't in the charging document, but he had meals that cost $10,000.
So and I just remember this piece just because it's such an asinine thing for him to do. Do you remember he actually goes on YouTube, because it gets out. People are leaving comments like it's out there that this is what's happening. He goes on YouTube and does a video about how he's going to pay everybody back. Like, he admits what he's done on YouTube.
Government Exhibit A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And starts talking about how he's going to pay everybody back. And of course, he can't pay everybody back because now everybody stops sending him watches.
Yeah.
They all want their stuff back.
Right.
So it collapses very quickly. I do not remember how much time. I do remember he had been in prison before.
Oh, really? I was unaware of that.
So he had gotten out of prison, and one of his hustles was doing consignments or watch consignments. He kind of builds up this thing. And I want to say that somebody in prison had told him about it. That I've been doing. You can make money by taking people's watches and then advertising that.
The thing is, you can. If he had just kept the difference, he probably would have been doing just fine. Maybe not like $10,000 dinner fine.
No, you can't blow through $3 million in a year or two, but he probably could have made $200,000 or $300,000 a year if he had been willing to live on that.
Sure.
But I also think probably a lot of people are attracted to the fact that they thought he was making so much money. A lot of people.
Well, that brings in the audience, which brings in the customers who
Yes.
want to buy the watches, who want to emulate that lifestyle. And so, there's an argument to be made that it's important for him to keep up that influencer illusion.
I think you can still create that illusion without doing any of that. Okay. Listen, you can go hang out on yachts for nothing. You know what I'm saying? You can go get a few pictures, shoot a fucking quick video, go hang out at nice places. You can walk into a hotel, into the lobby of a nice hotel with your camera and shoot. They're not going to say anything.
I think there are private like Lear jets that rent themselves out to take pictures of you walking on and off the jet and like sitting there on the plane.
Yeah.
Then you get off the plane, you go back in the tarmac, and then you go inside, and then you take your flight on Spirit Airlines.
There are like the insides where they have like it's a mock-up of the inside of a Lear jet.
Yeah.
And you can sit there. Well, you're not even on the Lear jet. You're in somebody's basement.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, I'm here.
That's a side hustle. Right. Yeah, exactly. For these type of influencers.
I told Colby we should at some point set up and just make just a bunch of sets and rent those out.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
We have a beautiful studio here.
Think about it. Somebody could do their whole podcast inside a fake Lear jet.
Exactly. We're flying to Dubai right now, and Matthew Cox with. So how much time are you going to give Anthony? Right, he's got the criminal history. He's got 20 victims, $3 million, and kind of.
I think the criminal history is a big deal. If I was a judge, I'd be like, "You're an asshole. Like you know better."
The law discriminates against people with criminal histories.
Yeah, yeah. And fuck. I hate to say this too. This is such a fucking non-criminal mindset for me to even say. Because I feel like if you went to prison, I do feel like you did pay your debt to society. Like it bothers me that you go for a job interview and these people say, "Oh, you were arrested for fraud. We don't want you working there." Or you were arrested for this. That bothers me. Like I'm trying to get over that part of my life. I don't feel like that should be out there. But maybe for sentencing purposes, I do think that the judge should be able to say, "Hey, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You've been in jail 3 times. the fuck is wrong with you?
Right. Every dog gets one bite, but once you become a frequent flyer,
Yeah.
that's a problem.
No, right, exactly.
get it.
I agree. But it does bother me that they make it so hard to get back into society. So I'm torn on that. So, but for him, and he's got nobody to cooperate against, and it is sophisticated means, and there are 20 victims, and he is the ringleader, and like there's all these factors. I'm thinking, and it was $3 million.
Yeah, and he's blowing the money on frivolous stuff too.
What's 9? What is 9 years? What is that? What's 8 years?
8 times 12?
Is that 8 for what's 96? 96 months? 96 months.
96 months is your guess?
I'm gonna go 96 months.
You seem pretty sure about that. You're solid on 96 months?
Not when you say that. All right, let's go 108. 108 months.
108 months is your
108
guess.
months sentence. I don't know. That's a ridiculous amount of that's a ridiculous amount of time. I'm gonna 96. 90. Go back to 96. 96.
You sure?
It's too much time. It's too much time, even for an asshole. 3 million. He's been in prison. I think he was in prison for fraud before.
I would
I
not
thought
be.
it was a DUI or something.
Was it?
I can't remember.
I think criminal history is criminal history, though.
Yeah. You would have. Yeah.
Brings you up to category
Oh, I'm
2.
glad you said that. Okay, I'm going down. I'm going down.
Yeah, I want to say it was something that was like a DUI.
You want to Google
84,
that?
84 months. 84 months.
Really?
Yes,
Now
80
you're at 84 months.
I'm at 84. Yeah, because I don't feel like
You've been all over the place. You're like an EKG.
because it was because a DUI. I would think that I thought he had done fraud before and got out, and that to me, if I was a judge, I'd be like, okay, but a DUI, you're just a drunk. It almost helped you. To me, it almost helped you. I had an alcohol problem. You could probably use that as some kind of a extenuating circumstances. Like, listen, I have an alcohol problem. I was an alcoholic. Which
could
I
have
know
done
you don't care about.
He could have
You're-
done. No.
Fuck if you're about your fucking drug problem.
I didn't squirt the booze in your mouth.
So 84 months.
84 months.
Yes, 84 months.
Final answer.
Yes.
84 months is your final answer. The correct answer is 70 months, which you are exactly in 20% range at 84 months. Aren't you glad I got you off that 90-month nonsense?
So, you're not helping me.
Yeah, I thought I remembered 5 years.
help me.
But yeah, it's close.
What you
That's
remember
5 years. That's 5 years, 10 months.
Yeah.
70 months.
Oh, good. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad I came down. Nice. All right.
Despite having been an FBI agent for 26 years and a private investigator for an additional 4 or 5 years, I have no experience and know nothing about the industry of being a bounty hunter. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, we've had some bounty hunters on it. And we've had a few bounty hunters on it here. Every state's different.
Yeah. And so did you, when you were on the run and all that, was there a bounty hunter looking for you at any point?
No, it's strictly government.
Yeah. Yeah.
Government.
Think you would have done better or worse if bounty hunters were looking for you?
Yeah. Could you imagine Dog the bounty hunter was after me?
I met that guy a couple
embarrassing.
times. He called me a few times in Hawaii.
Really?
I mean, he's a local fixture there. Yeah.
He had a felony conviction, right? Like that's why he never had a gun. He always walked around with like a canister of mace or something.
Yeah, he and his wife were a colorful couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she died, and he married her best friend.
Yeah. And I got to say, off the air,
Yeah.
just like he is on the air.
Right.
It wasn't an act, or if it was an act, it was method acting, man, because he inhabited that role 24/7.
I always hated when he would arrest these guys, and on the way back, he'd give them like a pep talk, like, "You can do better, brother. You can this. You can rebuild your life. You can." Say, "Come on, man. I'm about to go to jail. Like, I don't need this right now."
Some Hawaiian pathetic.
I was gonna say I'm coming down off of some ice. I just got arrested.
Yeah, exactly. I've been breaking into cars for a while. Yeah. So, bail bondsman. You never got bail or anything like that, right?
I don't give no. When you get caught with multiple passports, they think he might run.
Yeah. So when I arrest somebody,
Yeah, I've been on the run for 3 years.
Yeah, I get it. So when I arrest somebody and they bond out, again, I don't know what's happening under the hood there. They go to some bail bondsman and they got to put up 10%, and the bail bondsman pays the bond. Bad guy gets out of jail to await trial, and then if he takes off, the bail bondsman loses it all.
I think it depends on like the state, and the federal system also has different versions of it. But they don't typically put up the money at all. They just promise to put up the money. They have like an insurance policy.
Okay.
And then they don't typically, and the 10% is usually what they charge. They pay different for the insurance policy. And a lot of them don't even charge the 10%. Like everybody thinks like 10%. That's for like, if it's a 10,000 or 50 or 20. But when you get up in these guys who have millions, then they'll negotiate. Like, we'll put up our house, we'll give you 5%. Like, they'll negotiate. And some bail bondsmen will let you make payments. You don't have the 10%. Give me, what do you have? Okay, I got $4,000. Okay, we still owe me $4,000. And they'll let them start making payments.
Right.
If they have a relationship. Like, you always show up to.
Yeah, like I get a punch card, like a frequent flyer. So, but if they take off, then the
They
bail
can't lose it
bondsman
all.
hires a bounty hunter or has a bounty hunter working for them.
One or the other, yes.
Okay, and the bounty hunter goes to try to catch them to get them back in the system. So then the bail bondsman company doesn't need to forfeit that bond that they posted.
Yes.
Sort of the gist.
Yeah. So that their insurance company doesn't have to pay the bond, because then the insurance company will jack up their rates.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the bondsman typically gets, like, if it was 8% or 5% or 10%, they've got a percentage. Like, you get the 10% bond of the 100,000. You get 10 grand if you can find this guy.
Okay, Matt Cox. Let's go to Louisiana. Franny was arrested on some misdemeanor charge. I don't even know what she did. Doesn't matter. Local bail bondsman posted her bail, and Franny doesn't show up to court.
Right.
Okay. And so now the bail bondsman is going to be out some amount of money. However, this whole system works.
If they don't grab her.
The bondsman hires a New Orleans bounty hunter named Wayne Lozier to catch this female misdemeanor fugitive. And how much do you think that Wayne is charging to catch her if he's successful? What does Wayne get? I was shocked by this number.
I can't imagine her bond was much.
No.
I don't know.
$500.
I was just gonna say, what?
Yeah.
A 500?
Yeah,
1,000?
500.
Not
right,
much.
Right. But Wayne has an opportunity to make 500 bones.
Yeah.
And this is pretty good for Wayne.
Yeah, and I have a hard time believing she's going to be hard to catch. She's probably a low level.
Well, let's talk about this. So Wayne and his partner gas up their rented SUV. They go out and rent an SUV. They pack their guns and their tasers, and they start conducting an investigation. They quickly find out that she is probably hiding up in Missouri. Okay, these guys are in Louisiana.
I'm not going to Missouri for $500.
Oh, but Wayne is. Wayne is. So they start driving up to Missouri from Louisiana, and they have an address in Missouri that they think she might be hiding out at. Wayne never places a courtesy call to local law enforcement saying that he's going to be working in their town. He's also not licensed in the state of Missouri. But Wayne's a cowboy. Wayne lives by his own rules, Matt. And so they get to the house that they think Franny is hiding in. Without warrant or consent, they kick in the door to the house. They go in.
This is all bad.
And they conduct a search of this private residence in Missouri. And they start going from room to room. Franny! And you know what happened? They found Franny hiding in the basement.
Nice.
Mission accomplished. They put the cuffs on her, toss her into the SUV.
As long as they don't get pulled over before they get out of Missouri.
Time to drive back to Louisiana.
Right. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right, to make their 500 bones. They stop at a rest stop in Missouri and to let Franny use the bathroom. And Franny is begging the gas station attendant, call the cops. These guys they're not allowed to be doing this. They can't come up here and do this to me. And they tase her there in the actual in there to get her to shut up and toss her back. Local police respond. But Wayne doesn't comply with them. I'm a bounty hunter, and somehow the cops like, I don't even want to deal with this, and lets him go. They leave.
God.
And so he's pushing forward, like it's time, and I guess there's some sort of reciprocity between Louisiana and Mississippi because he only had to get her to Mississippi and kind of check her into a jail there, and then I guess Louisiana and Mississippi sort of take care of each other as far as getting her to court.
Okay.
So he gets her to Mississippi. He collects his $500. But there were a lot of problems with the way this was handled from Jump Street. FBI ends up investigating Wayne and his partner, and they were charged with interstate kidnapping.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Wayne's partner pleads guilty, and Wayne goes to trial and loses.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to give you a hint, only because this was odd to me. They both got the same sentence, even though Wayne went to trial and the partner didn't, for whatever reason. My question, though, is what would that sentence be, Matt Cox, for this fact scenario about this bounty hunter kind of operating out of the confines of his license and maybe getting a little rough with the girl along the way?
Unfortunately, I feel I have a law enforcement perspective on this, where I find that law enforcement, if you're a criminal, you don't have nearly as much sympathy for being mishandled as a normal person. Does that make sense? Like tell
me what you're thinking.
So if you were to arrest an average Joe, some CPA has a regular job, and you arrest him, as opposed to arresting someone who's a career criminal. So if you get arrested and they're rough with you, and then guess what? You're innocent. Like you never should have been arrested. It was just a mistake on the law enforcement's part. I don't really care about that. That innocent people
your
get arrested.
Your position, Matt Cox, is that because Franny was a piece of shit, that he's probably not going to serve as much time.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I noticed that, and everybody knows that when you're in prison, so you'll get arrested. Guys get arrested, and they go to prison, and then their family or friends will come and rob them blind.
Yeah.
This happens all the time.
Yeah.
They rob them blind, and then these guys end up in prison, and they call law enforcement, and they're like, "Hey, man, I was robbed. Yeah. Like my furniture was stolen, my this, my that. Like I got robbed for $50,000, and I know who did it." Yeah. Law enforcement's like, "Yeah, you're some inmate.
I think
they don't give a shit.
It's discriminatory." Yeah.
And so like you're a legal victim. So because she was already kind of a jerk off, and she's on the run, she got multiple things again. I feel like if these guys go to prison or go to trial, I kind of feel like even though they went to trial, which typically adds a huge chunk to your sentence, they both got. I'm gonna go 36 months.
36 months, 3 years is your guess?
3 years.
Really? For the illegal search, crossing state lines, tasing her.
It's not tasing is not. Granted, it's mean, but she's a jerk off, and honestly, it's not. They didn't beat her up or anything. She got tased.
The maximum sentence for interstate kidnapping is life in prison. You understand that, right?
I understand.
Right, statutory. That's a statutory maximum.
I don't care about her. I mean, I'm sorry. She's an asshole.
Wow.
I think 36 months, and they were licensed. Did they do something wrong? Yeah, but I'm licensed. I felt like I was
in the state of Louisiana. They're licensed, not in Missouri.
But they felt like they were acting in furtherance of their licensing. Yeah. I mean, granted, these are two knuckleheads who are like, obviously, they really don't know. So
you're not going to give them the key to the city.
No, but I think 36. At most, I would give them would be 60 months. At most,
5 years.
5 years. I think 36 months. How bad am I off? I feel like I'm way off.
I'm not even saying you're off.
I feel like I'm way off. Maybe just the look on your face.
I got a poker face, man. I'm a good poker player. I told you this.
I know you won $100 last night.
Yeah, I got $100 burning a hole in my pocket. It's going to cover the gas money driving here. So which is your answer?
36.
You're all over the place.
36.
36 months?
Yeah.
All right, Matt Cox. Both guys were sentenced to 10 years in
prison. Yeah. Those poor guys.
I tried to lead you into this thing.
I know, but that's not. No.
It's happened.
The one guy pled guilty to 10 years?
Yeah. And the other guy went to trial and also got 10 years. I think the judge was like, you both were riding shotgun with each other. And it's a bad judgment along the way.
I feel like they were licensed. It's like a cop that is arresting somebody and gets a little bit rough.
Yeah,
with them. Like I feel like, you
and then drives through 3 states and breaks into a house and then gets rough.
I'm not that worried about that.
All right.
I feel like that's that worried. I feel like I grew up on Smoking the Bandit. I mean, if you're in Hot Pursuit.
I think I have a little more compassion for Franny than you do. This is a bad scene for Franny.
I picture Franny as being some crackhead missing half her teeth.
Yeah.
But do you remember that Smoking the Bandit?
Yeah, I'm your age.
Did you ever see that? Yeah. Did you ever see Smoking the Bandit? There's multiple movies, but he's pursuing oh gosh, what was his name? What was the sheriff's name? Roscoe P.
Roscoe P. Coltrane.
P. Coltrane. I'm in hot pursuit of a bandit. Oh, he's a sheriff and he's in hot pursuit.
Burt Reynolds is
Yeah,
the bad guy.
he's
He's our hero, right?
Yeah. He's in hot pursuit of Burt Reynolds, who was driving like a 6.6 liter
A muscle car or some kind.
Firebird or something. And I've driven one of those before, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
It weighs as much of a tank as a tank, but if you hit the gas, it just burns through it just whoa. I mean, you're like, this is insane. This thing's insane. I mean, completely unwieldy. You couldn't do anything but go straight in this thing.
Were there sequels? Or there Smokey and the Bandit 2?
Yeah.
How many were there Smokey and the Bandit?
I want to say there was 3.
Yeah, maybe.
Do you remember Cannonball Run?
Yeah, Cannonball Run was great. I like that. Cannonball Run that had a cast of thousands. And Sammy Davis Jr. played a Catholic priest. Young Jackie Chan was in one of those.
That
I
was
think.
great.
Yeah.
Those were if you're a 15-year-old boy.
Yeah.
They're great. Those are great.
Yeah.
You couldn't watch one
It
of
had
those
a massive ensemble cast. Imagine a movie. It was like an Ocean's 11 type of thing, where like every single famous person was in that movie. Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say they took that theme and turned it into Fast and the Furious, and they injected it with just so many steroids that it became unwatchable.
Not a Fast and Furious fan?
No,
Don't like that franchise?
no.
It is very much a testosterone-fueled franchise. Matt Cox, you ever have any contact or know anyone with the CIA?
Yes, I just interviewed Andrew Bustamante.
The Andrew Bustamante.
Yes,
And he was a CIA case officer
he
or
was he
analyst, or what was he?
He was in the field.
Good.
Yeah.
Excellent. A good interview? Put some big numbers up for you?
No. Did horrible numbers. He's doing huge numbers on every other show that he's on, but horrible numbers on our. He speaks.
So he's not putting up the FBI numbers?
No, he didn't have FBI numbers. No, this is CIA.
Yeah. Kind of the JB squad, huh?
Yeah. He first of all, the hair is insane. He's got this hair that he looks like a Euro, he looks like a South American Carrot Top.
Oh, really?
I mean, the hair is insane, and people in the comments are like, "Bro, with your hair, what's up, man? Like, what's up?" But it's funny. He does great on all these other shows. He doesn't do great on this show, but he the problem with him is he speaks so vaguely. I mean, he's very well spoken, smart guy, great guy. I like Andrew, but he speaks it's so vague.
I know.
That there's no specifics, and it gets frustrating. Even talking to him, he can talk about a subject for 5 minutes and say nothing.
Yeah.
And you're like, you've talked for 5 minutes, and although it's interesting what you're saying, I'm not quite sure what you're saying.
I don't think their stuff ever gets unclassified. Like my stuff,
that's the problem.
My stories that I would come here and tell you about of cases that I've worked.
This is all public information.
It does, because it comes out in court eventually.
Well,
So
he came to talk about his story. He and his wife met during training.
okay.
They end up getting married.
At the farm.
Yeah. They end up getting married, and then they actually start putting them on assignments. So they end up writing a book. And he's like, the first time we sent it in, he said they came back and they were like, the whole thing's classified.
Yeah.
Like, this went on for years. They finally had to get an attorney to go in and say, stop it.
Yeah.
He and his wife were talking about their childhood.
Yeah.
Where they like you got every single paragraph classified. So they gave him such stringent guidelines, but he eventually wrote the book. And the writing of the book, the things they made him do, it's just ridiculous. Like, he couldn't name the countries, he couldn't name he can't even give the countries fictitious country names. You have to name them after like
American wildlife.
American wildlife. So this country is like bear. This country, like, it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Come
It
on.
makes it unreadable after.
Right, and so he's trying to tell me the story. He can't, combined with his style of talking and that,
Right.
I couldn't tell you what happened.
Yeah. A childhood friend of mine, that I stayed friends with through college, she went with the CIA. I went with the FBI, and so I went to her wedding, and when I was a relatively new agent, 97, 98, and I was going to be seated at the table with the CIA people, and I had never met anyone who was with the CIA before, and so I thought, this is going to be really interesting. They're going to be like jacked and maybe like debonair and like, I was thinking James Bond.
No, they're all like, they're fat and fucking missing teeth and
Kind of. They all reminded me of like junior college philosophy professors, like long beards and kind of like on the nerdy side.
Well, I was gonna say Andrew says he's like, listen, like
smart, but
Yeah.
but they weren't like dashing.
Andrew's like, listen, these guys like have mental problems. Like a lot of they'll hire people that are kind of almost delusional.
Yeah.
He's like they're short and fat, or they're tall and they've got he's like they're all brilliant, but they're argumentative, or he's like they hire people that are off.
Yeah, then the 9/11 attacks happened in 2001, and I got placed in a counterterrorism squad, and I was liaisoning a lot with CIA people who remain my friends to this very day, and they were just like us at the FBI. But I remember that wedding was like that. You ever see Animal House?
With the CIA.
You ever see Animal House? There's that scene in Animal House where they keep bringing the nerdy guys at the pledge party over to the blind guy, and the other pledges that aren't going to get in, and the guy in the turban, and it was just sort of it was an odd group of fellows. And but I want to tell you about a CIA guy, a 34-year-old guy. His name was Asif William Rahman, and he'd been a CIA analyst since 2016. And his last assignment with the CIA was at the U.S. Embassy in Cambodia. Again, he's an analyst. And so he had access, as part of his job, to spy satellite photos from, you ever heard of this agency? The U.S. Geospatial Intelligence Agency. They're the U.S. government's eye in the skies. They're the ones taking pictures of stuff on the ground from satellites.
Okay.
And then getting that information to the CIA analysts to kind of make decisions.
Yeah.
Like, Ukraine is moving a bunch of tanks here. This is something maybe you'd want to know. Or Russia is amassing a lot of war machines on this border. And we're watching this from the sky.
Yeah.
And getting that information to the CIA.
They're putting missiles in Cuba. They got the guy with the.
Yeah, all that stuff, right?
I think that's a missile.
And so that doesn't happen on accident. It happens because people work for the government doing these things. In October 2024, Israel was moving missile assets into place to conduct a military strike in response to a ballistic missile attack from Iran.
In what year?
October 2024.
Okay.
Things are heating up in the Middle East at this window of time, as you may remember.
Yeah.
Asif is monitoring the situation from these satellite pictures, looking at this stuff happening. Then Asif did something really, really dumb, a real career-limiting move. He smuggles these satellite photos home and begins taking pictures of them with his iPhone. And then he hops on Telegram. You familiar with Telegram?
Yeah.
Telegram's a texting app. You and I could text each other on Telegram, but there's also lots of like chat groups and stuff like that on Telegram, some of which are kind of unsavory, some of which are just people with political interests. And so there was a Telegram group for people who harbored very anti-Israel views. They exist out there. And you may be surprised to learn. And he begins posting these photos up there in this Telegram group.
Is he anti-Israeli? Like, what's his purpose?
I think he's probably one of those people who isn't thrilled with the way Israel has been handling their regional battles.
Okay,
the regional, the way they're doing stuff. I don't know a whole lot about Asif William Rahman's politics, but I'm going to assume that if he's part of some Telegram group that's against Israel and Israel's policies and the types of things Israel does, that he probably shares those views. So as soon as he posts these things on Telegram for comment, he immediately realizes, oh my God, I should not have done that.
Right.
He gets that feeling that you get after you do something really stupid and maybe that bell can't be unrung.
Right.
So he takes his iPhone out to his driveway and begins smashing it with a hammer. And he's like, this may not be enough. He unplugs his Wi-Fi router, takes that to the driveway, begins smashing it with a hammer. But you'll be shocked to learn.
None of that matters. You just lost 2 devices.
Yeah.
That's all you did.
Right. And he takes the shattered devices, the electronics, and takes them down the street to the public trash can in the corner, throws them away in the public trash can in the corner. He needs to get rid of this evidence before the government comes a-knocking.
Before they pull it off the iCloud.
Right. Yeah. So the CIA quickly learns of this leak. You'll be surprised to learn. Yeah. And they reverse engineer who was accessing these classified documents. And they're like, it's Asif.
That guy.
Now, the CIA really can't do much about that. honestly, other than fire him, because the CIA has no criminal authority.
Okay.
The CIA doesn't conduct investigations. That's not what they do.
They can call the FBI, and
call
the FBI can charge
right.
him.
So they call my former colleagues at the FBI, and who arrest Asif, and he gives it up immediately. He's not a tough guy.
All right.
Pleads guilty to retaining and transmitting top secret national defense information. That's the crime.
Okay.
Pleads guilty. Probably got an okay deal from the government. I've been in the peripheral of cases like this when
Right.
it comes to top secret stuff. The government does not want to try these cases,
Yeah.
right? Because the evidence in this case are top secret stuff, and I worked a case that involved a lot of top secret materials that was kind of headed toward trial, and it is a real pain in the ass for the agents to either get these things declassified or sequester the jury, then do background checks on all the jurors to give them the clearance to see it. The judge needs to get a clearance. When you go show the defense attorney, you need to bring them into a secured facility to show them the evidence in their own case. It is a huge pain in the ass.
Right.
So a lot of these kind of classified document spills, the government's looking to not try this thing.
Right.
So I want you to keep that in your mind when you think about the sentence that this guy's going to get. And what is that sentence, Matt Cox?
41 months.
You really like that number, huh?
Yeah.
Well, tell me,
20,
walk me
maybe-
through your thought process, because that's always one of the most fun parts of these
I think
segments.
maybe 29 months.
This is a CIA analyst who ought to have known better,
Yeah.
who steals top secret security documents, puts them out on Telegram to God knows whom, and then destroys the evidence immediately afterwards, or tries to. I'm just setting the stage. I'm not trying to talk you out of your guess.
Yeah. I mean, I think, I would think, 10 years. But like you said, he's in a position to, like you said, look, this is a nightmare to defend. This is a nightmare for you guys to try me.
You think I'm on trial?
Yeah,
Israel's
right.
on trial.
Yeah, it could turn into, who knows what it's going to turn into. So, I mean, I think that they probably say, okay, 41 months, he'll be on probation. He'll never work in any type of security.
No, his top secret security
It's
clearance
over.
is gone. Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going to say 41 months. I mean, I don't think it's 10 years. I don't think anybody's life was in danger, although they can make that argument, but it never gets to trial. So I think 41 months.
Correct answer? 37 months. You're there.
Nice.
Nice.
I got to get the guidelines. I got to know what the low end of each guideline is.
Study that in bed. Study that in bed tonight.
of each one. That's pretty good. That's a good guess.
Right.
Yeah, he's not Aldrich James. It's not a slew of. There's not dozens of bodies in his wake.
Yeah, and not a very sophisticated means either. All right, let's come back to Florida. I think that some of the best cases happen right here under our nose in Florida.
Florida does attract some interesting people.
It does, doesn't it? The whole Florida man thing. This is if I've ever done a Florida man story, this is a Florida man story. Kevin Jones of Kissimmee, Florida, where I'm going to be spending the night tonight before I do Halloween Horror Nights at Universal. He came up with a diabolical plan.
Make sure you throw that thing in there, or throw that in there.
It's important that the people know where I'm going to.
Yeah, that segment you're referring to will be at the end of this episode.
I don't remember what I said. It's you get a fast pass. It's a VIP pass. They call it an RIP pass, but that's not what we're talking about. He came up with a plan to kill his ex-wife.
Yeah. What's his name?
Kevin Jones
Kevin Jones.
of Kissimmee.
Almost sounds made up.
It does sound like an AKA name. It was a diabolical plan. Some may say it was a brilliant plan, Matt Cox.
Right? He faked the burglary.
Oh, no. Way better. Way better. He purchased the ingredients to produce the deadly toxin ricin.
Oh, Jesus.
You heard of ricin?
Yeah.
Okay. We don't need to go through the recipe here, but it's not terribly difficult to make ricin. 1 milligram in food or water can kill an adult.
Right.
Right? So toxic. So toxic, Matt
Right.
Cox.
But you can detect it too, right? Like it's.
Like it wouldn't taste good. I think by that point it's game over.
No. I think that you can test for it. Like it's not hard to figure out if somebody died of ricin poisoning.
Clearly.
Okay.
Oh yeah, without question.
Right.
Oh no, yeah. This is his ex-wife.
He didn't think.
He's not putting it in her eggs in the morning.
Okay.
They're apart. I think he's just sick and tired of paying alimony or child support or whatever it is, or maybe he's just sick of her.
I get it.
You get it.
I've got an ex-wife. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right. Well,
I get those texts every once in a while. I think,
you're already on Team Kevin then. Anyway, so he came up with a plan and begins testing various squirt guns in search of one that would not leak, Matt Cox.
gosh,
Because his plan was to fill the squirt gun full of water tainted with deadly ricin. And then he was going to go and squirt his ex-wife with the ricin water and kill her.
is it absorbed through the skin?
I'm not sure.
I was gonna say. I was thinking, what's he gonna do? Like when she doesn't look, he's gonna squirt it in her soda or something.
He was going to go to her place, squirt her, and then he would immediately go on vacation so he'd have an alibi.
It's like she's not gonna like. It's stupid.
So
Timeline's off. You're not.
he's got it all figured out. All right. He's thought this through more than you have. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
He tells a buddy that this is his plan. Runs it by his buddy. He's like, hey, I want to run this by you. Tell me if you think that's a good plan. His buddy's like, I don't know, Kevin. He leaves.
I feel like Kevin's a big. These are two fat guys, two guys with bare bellies. That
Now the wife lives in Texas, right? So
Right.
he's got a long car ride to
Oh
go
my
from Florida
God.
to Texas with his rice and squirt gun.
Okay.
The friend immediately calls the FBI.
Right.
He's like, I want no part of this. I don't even want to know this is happening. But the problem is, by the time the FBI and police kind of got in the mix, he's on his way to Texas. He's like literally on the road to Texas with his loaded squirt gun filled with rice and water to go like kill his wife. All points bulletin. Be on the lookout for Kevin
With a wacko shotgun, a wacko squirter.
in his Vega or whatever he's
Yeah.
driving. And no, you'll be surprised to learn Kevin drives a pickup truck. And they stopped his truck, and he consents to a search. And in the search, they find a water gun and 5 tubes of poisonous ricin water. Okay, the ex-wife's fine. You can all breathe easy. I know you were concerned about her. They get a search warrant of his house, and agents find containers of ricin and like printed out articles from the internet on how to deploy a ricin attack.
So there was no evidence then.
Pretty good evidence. Pretty good.
None.
Circumstantial.
He scoured the whole house and destroyed all evidence. And he
Circumstantial. Oh, I should also mention they found 2 guns, a silencer or suppressor, and 3,000 rounds of ammunition. Also a no-no because Kevin's a convicted felon. Okay. So
Oh, Kevin.
Kevin's got some issues.
I'm surprised Kevin was able to make the ricin without killing himself.
In fairness to Kevin, when placed under FBI interrogation, and we are the best at that, he confessed. Gave it all up. Nowhere to go. Right.
I was gonna wait. And in the garage, there was an ice lab. I mean, he's like, that's the only thing that's
and
missing.
5 underage girls.
Yeah, and he had
Jimmy
3
Hoffa. And, yeah.
3 pit bulls. He had 3 pit bulls.
Right. So Kevin pleads guilty to being a felon in possession of a firearm, as well as making the illegal biological toxin. What are you going to sentence this criminal mastermind?
So I think a big part of this is whether or not the judge actually has an ex-wife.
Real empathy play there.
I can see the judge.
Should he recuse himself if he does? Who among us hasn't wanted to?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen.
U.S. Attorney Bradley. You've got an ex-wife, right?
Exactly.
What are we doing here? What are we doing here?
That's Matt Cox saying that, not me. Let the record state. It's him, the criminal, not the hero.
Let's see. I wonder if Kevin. So he didn't go to trial.
No, pled guilty.
So he wasn't able to put any recordings or text messages of his conversations with his ex-wife in. So the judge didn't get a real feel for the victim.
Let's say that she's a sympathetic victim.
Really?
I don't know. Sounds like a delightful lady. She had the sense to leave him.
She also had the sense to marry him.
Yeah.
Let me think. Let me think about this.
She's just living her life in Texas.
All my exes
Live in Texas. There you go. We know what the numbers do. When
Why do I feel like that's
we know
the
what
intro?
we know what the numbers do when I sing on the show.
He was so funny when I saw that intro the last time, where he put me over your shoulder, going,
I
"You're
don't know what was worse, my singing or your dancing.
horrible." I was dying laughing.
Kevin Jones, Ryson squirt gun attacker,
It's
convicted
hard
felon.
because I have an ex-wife. It's hard to. I have to just, I have to differentiate, my issues.
I know. You have to step outside your own self for this one. Don't let your biases control your answer.
Pled guilty, felon, got a gun. I don't know. I'm thinking he's up there. He's around. He's at least 10 years, maybe more. He may be. I'm going to say 120 months, but it may be 180 months. Between 120, I can't give a range. Let's go in between. Let's go 12 years. Because, like I said,
All right, so 12 years is your guess?
not like just a random person. Like he knows her. I'm gonna go 12 years.
Yeah, he's not like he's some ISIS
No.
guy. He's focused.
Yeah, 144 months. That's 12 years, right?
12 years. Yeah. Correct answer is 10 years.
Oh, I'm still
No,
good
you did
though.
it.
I'm
You did
still
it. You
good.
did it. It's exactly in 20%.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Well done. Well done. You're doing well today.
4 for 6.
Yeah, look at that.
If it had just been the attempt and none of the other extenuating factors, I was thinking like 5, like maybe 5. But
Let's stay in Florida for this next one.
okay.
I can't decide if this criminal is smart or stupid. So let's weigh in on that along the way.
Okay.
Let's talk about this guy. 39-year-old Johnson St. Louis is his name. Lives in Deerfield Beach, Florida. Where's that?
Deerfield.
It's like
around here.
Miami. It's like South Florida area.
Okay, makes sense. He's an ATM technician by trade.
Okay.
Okay, but he figures out a way to use his trade to steal some money. Okay.
I don't know how. Okay.
Well, I'm about to
ATM
tell you, buddy.
technician.
I'm about to tell you. That's what I'm here for. Matt Cox, in the dark of night, Johnson went to a drive-through ATM at Bank of America in Longwood, Florida. And he manipulates the machine to cause a malfunction. Then he hides in the woods, waiting for the repair tech to arrive. There's a hole in. There's like I've seen this place. Yeah, there's a like the ATM is like in the back corner of the lot. There's kind of a woodsy, scrub brushy area there, and the chain link fence. But there's a big hole in the chain link fence, so he's hiding in the bushes. Because I guess when a machine malfunctions, it sends an automatic message to the company that handles the maintenance on that machine, and they send out a tech as quick as possible because Bank of America wants their machines online.
Right.
They don't want customers to be honked off. And so it's close to midnight, and the technician arrives. I'm surprised to hear the
I was
technician.
going to say, that's crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
Just can't wait.
Technician opens the ATM vault to make the repair, and Johnson emerges from the woods through the hole in the fence. He's got black clothing on, a mask, gloves, pulls a gun on the technician, and forces the technician to his knees. Then Johnson unloads all the cassettes filled with cash. I had no idea. $135,000 in cash in this ATM. And he takes off. Becomes an FBI problem, right? Because police and FBI work in this case together. They begin to take a look at the video. Maybe the malfunction was caused by it's an inside job, and the video, you see Johnson visiting the ATM before the robbery, but he's obscuring his face with a mask, and he's got a sun visor on, and he does something at the machine without conducting a transaction. They couldn't see the plates, but they saw there was a 2016 white Mercedes, and actually, no. And they were able to then develop the plates like around the corner, and they saw the plates, and it came back to Johnson, right? But his face isn't on his face. You can't see his face, right?
Yeah.
But it's his license plates, and he
He has the expertise to do this.
right. So
It's him.
we're getting warmer.
Yeah.
We're getting warmer, and so and he's and so they put him under surveillance. Police and FBI doing shifts here and there, and they do a pretext traffic stop on him. and they search his car. The police do. And they find a handgun with tape over the serial number and a list of bank branch locations. Again, everyone in Florida has a gun, and I think he's probably allowed to. And it lists a handwritten list of bank branch locations in the area and annotations on that list regarding the make and models of the ATMs at each of those locations.
Okay.
Right? And then they get to work and finding and looking at the video of each of those locations and see Johnson in his white Mercedes there casing every single one of those ATMs also, kind of checking it out, messing with it, and while he's obscuring his face. Cell phone location analysis also puts Johnson at the scene of 2 other similar ATM robberies that had happened before.
Oh, okay. So he's
other,
done this multiple
in other
times.
parts of Florida.
Yeah.
Right? None of the money's recovered, but records from the Seminole Hard Rock Casino,
Nice.
little product placement, show Johnson gambling and losing $222,000 shortly after the last robbery.
What an idiot.
Yeah.
Not a Tom Simon caliber poker player, clearly.
I'm going to guess he probably wasn't even playing poker. He's got slots written all over him.
Okay.
So we have a circumstantial case, right? You never see Johnson.
I don't feel like it's...
No, you think circumstantial means weak. Circumstantial doesn't mean weak. Circumstantial means you have lots of evidence that build up the circumstances, but
Right.
you haven't actually caught him committing the crime.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
I don't dislike circumstantial cases. I made my living on circumstantial cases.
I feel like to me, I feel like this is like circumstantial. I feel like is like you have 100% proof. Where to me, this is not circumstantial. This is you have 100% proof. Like there's no way it's not this guy.
But it's proof based on
You're
lots
saying
of
catch them in their act.
This is proof based on lots of clues. We don't
Okay.
have him doing the crime on camera. We have his car at the scene of the crime. We have this list of ATMs at the scene
Right.
of the crime. We have his cell phone at the scene of other crimes that were very similar. We have a guy who has the technological knowledge to do the crime. And none of this, though, this is, to me, it's a very good circumstantial case, but that's the difference between a circumstantial case and a case where you've got his face on camera,
gonna
or
say,
you have an
what's it-
eyewitness saying, it's Johnson. I know Johnson.
Yeah, I was gonna say you do have him on. I do have him on camera. I just don't have his face on camera, but I've got him. He happened to have a mask.
Johnson goes to trial.
This fucking guy.
Johnson goes to trial. He's like, you got nothing on me, bro. You got nothing.
Just because my cell phone was there, my car was there.
I am an ATM enthusiast. Of course I'm going around to ATMs in South Florida, bro.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
Jury comes back.
I'm thinking guilty.
Guilty.
Yeah. 15 years?
Well, that's the question.
15 years.
That's the question.
I feel like 20. But I'm going to go 50. He did pull a gun on
He did pull a
somebody.
gun.
He didn't shoot anybody.
And he has a gun in his car with,
And it's got
with a piece of black tape over the serial number.
This is just stupid. Because if I'm pointing the gun at you, you're going to be like,
X5623.
well, I don't.
Note to myself.
He had a mask, but I did memorize the serial number. Really?
Right.
Yeah. I don't think that's defacing. Because if it was defacing, then that's probably another enhancement.
No, it's just a piece of black tape.
So I'm between 180 and
Give it to me in years.
give it to you
It's around
Sorry.
you. It's a round amount of years.
between 15 to 20 years. He did go to trial. I'm gonna go. God, I hate doing 20 years. No, he didn't hurt anybody.
Yeah,
He didn't. I'm gonna go.
I mean, they
17
really only have him, for the $135,000, theft. But it was an armed robbery. It was like a bank robbery.
Yeah, that might as well be a bank robbery. You might as well have gone in the bank. You think you're
Yeah.
being cute, but you might as well just walk in the bank. It's very.
And on the smart and stupid scale, you're landing on stupid.
Well, I think part of it was stupid. Part of it, I think, the basic concept was smart.
Sabotaging the ATM and then laying in wait.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with like that. Some of that is
You don't have a problem with it?
no. I'm saying some of that. I'm like that's pretty. Like some of it's good. Some of it's a good plan. I just think the him covering his tracks and having an alibi, using all of his own equipment, everything pointed to him. It was that was just stupid. Like that's where it falls away. So in the end, I think I'm going to go with stupid. I'm going to go with, but I also feel like you get a little time off for stupid. Let's say 15 years.
15 years, final
Yeah.
answer?
Yeah.
The correct answer is 14 years. Well done. Which I think might have been your very first guess.
Was 14?
I think.
No, I
I
said
know.
180, which was 15.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Pretty close. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could have gone bad for him.
Could've
If they had given him 20, I almost would have been like, it's stiff, but reasonable. 14 is,
It would have been bad for you, too, because you would have been wrong.
yeah. But 14 seems reasonable. That
Yeah.
seems like, you went to trial. You're not admitting it. You're not, they
gonna-
didn't recover any money.
He's going to come out of prison. He has a trade
Right.
already. Yeah.
I don't even think the money's. I think the if it was fraud, I'm more concerned about the money. But to me, if you go in the bank, that's like I went in the bank with a gun and I robbed them and I got $2,000, or I went in the bank and I robbed them and I got $200,000. Like I don't give a shit what you got. You went in the bank with a gun. That's what I'm focusing on.
Yeah.
That's the problem. That money's irrelevant. What you got. The fact is, you went into a bank with a gun and there were people in there and you were no. So
Well, good job. You did a good job. All right. I know you're a huge fan of sports. And so our next two stories are going to be from the world of sports.
not as a fan of sports, but
You're all man.
yeah. So, okay. Can we be nice to me?
I'm
Is
being
that-
nice
I
to
don't-
you.
when did
I'm
we
saying
start-
nice
when-
things to you. You're undermining me. You ever been to the rodeo? Any experience in the world of rodeo?
Have I ever been to a rodeo? I don't think I've ever been to a rodeo. I've been to the state fair many, many times.
No, that's different than a rodeo.
Yeah.
The rodeo doesn't have
If you go to the state fair in Florida, like they'll have bulls and they'll have
Yeah, are people riding them though?
No.
and lassoing them and stuff like that. Maybe in an exhibition or something like that. But
I have a picture of I have a video of Jess riding a mechanical bull.
okay, well,
at
see,
the rodeo.
Well, there you go. That counts then.
Cyber rodeo, really.
Let's imagine then that you were really, really into rodeos, like really into them, like that was your culture. These are your people. Would you be more trusting of a fellow rodeo person, a fan, than you would a member of the general public?
I mean, yeah, because you feel it's a part of the community. What do they call that?
An affinity
fraud. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and that happens a lot, right? You see, like Mormons ripping off Mormons,
Churches,
Jews
yeah,
ripping
yeah.
off Jews, the born again Christians ripping off born again Christians.
Yeah.
Like somehow your guard comes down a bit.
Yeah, 'cause
when
they're
it's somebody
my
who's in
people.
your own social group. Yeah, and so there's a guy named Mike Galvin or Galvan. Everyone called him Chief. Chief, hey Chief, how you doing, Chief? Hey
Right.
Chief, looking good, Chief. You losing weight, Chief? He was the vice president of the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo down in Texas, and rodeo people were his people. Okay. Chief Mike had a home development company. I'm a home developer. That's how I make my money. That's what That's what the chief would tell people. It's called MGB Builders, and he said,
Is he really building?
we'll get there. He said that he had plans to build beautiful custom mansions for rich people with exotic tile and Chinese granite, not normal granite, Chinese granite. Matt Cox. Can you
Nice.
imagine Chinese granite? How nice that must be. I have no idea. Sounds nice.
They have granite in China, I guess.
Don't
Think of it as a big Chinese place. All their houses are wood.
Yeah, I mean, don't take it for granted. Chief Mike, he was kind enough to let some of his rodeo buddies invest in some of these homes that he was building. And he promised them 10 to 12% interest if they would loan Chief Mike the money to build these exotic mansions. And, well, the Houston rodeo scene is its own tribe, as we talked about. And because of that, Chief Mike was able to take in $2.8 million from 6 other members of his kind of rodeo clique.
rodeo people they must make good money, right?
Houston.
There's a lot of money in
Some of the
Houston, not
some of
the
the
rodeo.
wealthiest people I know are rodeo cowboy type of people.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. You'll be surprised to learn, Matt Cox, that Chief Mike didn't spend the money on building mansions. He spent it kind of propping up the illusion that he was like this big money, big hat, big belt buckle kind of guy,
Right.
and a member of kind of Houston's high society. Again, he's the chief.
Was
right?
he? So was he Seminole Indian by chance? Maybe that's where all the Seminole. That's why we don't see them. They're taking that casino money and they're going to
I'm not saying anything bad about Seminole Indians. I want to get comped in my hotel room next time I come visit you.
You said they were like leprechauns.
You don't see them much. I mean, I'm sure they're full-size humans.
Okay.
So the mansions never materialized, nor did the investment returns. And these 6 victims collectively decide to reach out for the FBI because they begin to get that sinking feeling that Chief Mike may have ripped them off, despite him being fellow rodeo people. Chief Mike ends up pleading guilty to fraud charges, and investors, all of them, came to his sentencing and gave 6 different victim impact statements. The word betrayal was used a lot in those victim impact statements because, again, he was one of them. He was rodeo people.
When you say rodeo people. Okay.
It's a tribe, man.
Right.
I'm not part of the tribe.
Do we
Maybe
know-
someday I can be.
Does he have a criminal history? Do we know?
No. He's the chief. He's a pillar in society.
How do you get the name chief? Do you push the name chief? I wonder.
It feels like one of those nicknames that you give yourself. You know what I mean? Like some nicknames, like Shorty, Fatty,
Yeah.
whatever.
Who says chief?
Your
Like,
buddy,
hey,
it's like,
chief.
hey, I'm Mike.
They
call me Chief. You can call me Chief.
I told you I tried that in prison. I tried to push chainsaw. Nobody would.
Chainsaw Mad
What do they
Cox?
call you? Chainsaw. They'd be like, no. Like, I don't even know you. You don't even know me.
You
Maybe
don't
I am
even
a
want to know
chainsaw.
what I'm in for.
I don't even. But no, nobody ever was like chainsaw. Oh yeah.
Right,
you're
exactly.
a chainsaw. They would, and they guys, they look at me and they just immediately they just met me and they're like, no.
Yeah.
No, we're not doing that, bro. Like, I don't know what you're thinking. Just came from the medium.
Yeah, so I'm guessing Chief probably gave it to himself, but who knows? Anyway, so we got nonviolent crime, no criminal history,
How many victims?
6, $2.8 million bucks. Fellow rich people, probably not the most sympathetic victims. They feel betrayed though, and they made that clear.
Did he go to trial?
No, pled guilty. And this is fairly recently.
I want to say 5 years for some reason, but I'm going to go 48 months. Maybe 48 months. Maybe 5. 48 months to 5 years. There's not a lot of victims, so you don't get much. You know, it's under 10 victims.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where that falls on the dollar scale.
I don't know if they seized and forfeited his belt buckles or anything.
You know, who knows? He gets up there and gives a fucking spiel about I had plans, I had this fell through, Your Honor. We know if they recovered any money. He just blew it. Probably just blew it.
I think he just blew it. Your Honor, I had every intention of making this right. I don't know what happened. Perhaps you know me for being the chief. You've been to the Houston Livestock Show, Your Honor.
Is that Yosemite Sam?
I seen you and your grandson there.
Are you doing Yosemite Sam?
Perhaps you want to bring the boy over. I'll let him pet a calf. Maybe we even name one after him. Hey, take him on a pony ride.
You know who that's? Who is that? The what's the name of the character? I pictured the fish hawk, or was it not fish hawk? You know what I'm talking about? It's a loonies.
The big chicken.
Yeah, the big chicken.
Foghorn Leghorn.
Yes, Foghorn. That's who I'm thinking.
I'm a throwing him, boy, but you ain't a catching him.
Foghorn Leghorn. That's who you're doing right now. Foghorn Leghorn.
I think that's what Mike Galvan spoke like in my mind. The chief. You can call me the chief. Your Honor, you know me. We go to the same mega church.
Mega church. 40. Gosh,
We play racquetball at the mega church together. Maybe a little squash.
48 months, 5 years.
2.8 million bucks. 6 victims.
50. I'm gonna go 51 months.
51 months. Final answer.
Yes.
The correct answer is 27 months in prison.
That is ridiculous. That's ridiculous. What happened to the other chick that got like 33 months for?
Mike's a pillar in the community.
He doesn't. Yeah, if he's a pillar, I'm a pillar of the community.
Nobody puts the chief in a corner, Matt Cox. All right.
Colby doesn't even know what that's from, by the way.
What?
Nobody puts.
The chief in the corner?
Well, out there, the actual saying it.
Nobody puts baby.
It's nobody puts baby in the corner.
Smokey and the Bandit.
No. He said it was you should have seen him.
So
He was
confident, so confident.
Like he did this. He was smoking the bandit. Like he was
He's like,
100%.
"You dumb son of a
Yeah, I
bitch."
know. you. It's dirty. The movie Dirty Dancing.
Okay.
Which I've never seen because I'm all man.
Are
but,
you serious? You never saw Dirty Dancing?
I'm familiar.
Is that the one with John Travolta?
No, Patrick Swayze.
Oh.
Patrick Swayze.
Which one's John Travolta? Footloose?
Staying Alive.
Yeah.
Or,
Saturday Night
Fever.
Saturday Night Fever.
I haven't seen any of them anyways.
Oh, listen, there's a TikTok trend where the guy is walking. The guy is it just follows this guy. You never really see him, but he's doing the walk from Saturday Night Fever. Where he's, and they play the music as he's like walking through like airports.
The shot of
and
his feet. And
yeah, and he's just walking. And so people as they walk, and girls are like looking at him, and there are couples together, and like it's staged obviously, but initially you think it's not staged, and like a guy will be walking with his girl, and his girl will look up at him, and the guy will like pull his girl away. It's hilarious because there's just one after another after another. You know what I'm talking about? Did you find it? You're not even looking. Listen, this is the worst version of Jamie from Rogan ever.
That guy's on top of it. The big screen, it pulls right up.
I say something, and I'll see Colby pick up his phone, and I'm thinking, oh, Colby's finding it. He's not.
I was looking at what movie. I keep thinking of John Travolta, and it's Grease.
Grease.
Yeah.
Grease.
I have seen Grease.
Yeah.
Grease. What? That's all, man. What? Come on.
I was like 7. I was a kid.
That was actually a great movie.
It's a good movie. Good
It's a
soundtrack.
great. And immediately I can hear the two of them singing. It's electrifying.
Exactly.
That's one of the songs.
I get it. All right.
I'm ready. Go.
All right. Let's leave the world of rodeo, Matt Cox, and go into the world of the NBA. That's the National Basketball Association.
Thank you.
Okay.
Can you name 3 NBA players? Of all time. All time.
Wow. Okay. This is
Wait,
interesting.
I can.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So Magic Johnson,
That's one.
Yes.
Larry Bird,
Correct.
Yes.
Michael Jordan.
There you go.
Wow, look at
Yes.
you. All right.
Ding,
so
ding, ding, ding.
I don't think I could name one of them that's currently playing.
Oh, you can name one.
That's
One
currently
that's
playing?
you know
playing?
LeBron James. LeBron James.
Yeah, I've heard the name, and he's playing right now.
He's like
Who died in the helicopter thing?
Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
sad with the
poor
daughter.
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't follow the NBA like
Yeah.
you would think. You would think.
I'm gonna hold your hand through the story then, figuratively. All right.
Why do I picture myself like I could just feel like these guys could stand there like that, and I could just walk right between their legs. Like
Yeah.
they're so tall.
Almost.
Have you ever seen what
Yeah.
these guys
Yeah.
walking through? You're like,
If you ever, especially if you ever go to a game and you see how big they are.
giants.
See, I disagree, Colby.
Oh.
When you see them out in public is when it's more shocking. Like I saw
With normal people.
Akeem Olajuwon at like Houston airport once, and in like a business suit, and I was like, it's just ridiculous. Like because when they're on the court, they're with a bunch of other super tall guys
Right.
and all that. But when you see them at an airport or something like that, and they're like 7 feet tall, it's freakish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, there was a big guy that sat when I flew to Texas that sat next to me. He was pretty tall. He was really tall. I mean, he was so tall that when he sat down. I'm in coach. He sat down like his knees are touching, and he's all the way back in the seat, and his knees are touching. And I leaned over to him. I said, "Did you hear that they're now going to make like plus size people pay for 2 seats?" And he goes, "Yeah." I said, "See, to me, that's something they could control. Like they don't have to be plus size. So you have to make them do." He doesn't know me at all, but I started this conversation. He just looks at me like, "Why are you talking to me?" And I'm leaning in. And I said, like, they have control over that, so they should be forced to. I said, "You have no control for your size." I said, "I feel like you should be in first class and you shouldn't have to pay. You look extremely uncomfortable." He goes, "I am uncomfortable." he said, "I'm okay for if it's under 2 hours." He said, "I'm okay sitting back here." Listen, this guy.
How tall was he?
When he stood up, his head was literally touching the ceiling of the plane. It was like he stooped as he walked. So he was at least 6'6".
In fairness, Matt Cox, isn't life always like that for you when you see normal-sized humans?
Yes, but it was more pronounced because he was in the seat, not
Was
next
he,
to me.
was he an NBA player or anything like that, or just a tall dude? A tall, normal guy?
And he was in. It's funny too because most people don't wear like business suits and stuff like they
Right.
travel. But this was a short flight. But he was. But he obviously started chuckling. He realized right away what I was saying. I was like, "You should be in first class." He said, "I
sure
should."
he agreed with
He
you.
agreed.
Yeah,
He was like,
I'm
"I
sure.
should."
We all should. So I'm going to walk you through it. There was a guy named Terrence Williams, kind of a superstar college player with the University of Louisville. He then went on to play for the Houston Rockets, the Brooklyn Nets, the Sacramento Kings, and the Boston Celtics.
He had a good
run,
right?
Good run, yeah. NBA player. Another thing to know, kind of by way of background, is that the NBA provides health insurance to current and former NBA players and their families.
Right. Do they also get like a retirement plan? I heard that the football league, like once you sign up, like when you retire, whatever, you automatically get like $250,000 a year or something.
I know
for life
if you
or something.
make it a certain amount of years in the league, then you like get like a reoccurring check.
Yeah, I
but
think
you
it
have
vests.
to make the
Yeah,
threshold.
like a pension.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Right.
go
But this
ahead.
is health insurance.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay? So Terrence Williams orchestrates a scheme.
I know you want to get on the road,
No, man, I'm good. This is story 9. We got a long way to go. This is story 9 of 12.
and I have to go to the bathroom.
You want to call a timeout?
No, let's go. Let's do this one.
All right. So Terrence Williams orchestrates a scheme to defraud the NBA health plan out of $2.5 million.
Why?
Here's how he does it.
Why? You're doing what?
He goes out and recruits a chiropractor. You ever see a chiropractor?
I'm seeing one after this.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Interesting.
You don't like chiropractic?
Not a fan.
Really?
Not a fan.
Really? Wait till you get a pinched nerve in your neck. Then you're going to be a
Yeah, maybe he'll
fan.
snap over it and the sound waves will heal me with this
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
placebo effect. Don't get me started.
I'm getting all better.
Chiropractor should be in prison.
I feel great. It's cheap. It's $35 to go see him.
Oh, yeah, worth every cent of it, too. Yeah, with this fake degree. Pretending to be a doctor. Don't get me started on chiropractors. Here's what I want you to do tonight. Google chiropractic injuries and see what happens to people who go to chiropractors. They're back-cracking nonsense.
You got to leave all that in.
Please do. Oh, absolutely. Come at me in the comments, chiropractors. I'm coming for you. Oh, you're the first to go, chiropractors.
Listen, I was friends with a doctor in prison, and you know what he told me?
What?
He said that there are studies, and this, by the way, he was a I can't believe it. He was basically, what's the study of the lungs? He was a pulmonary specialist.
Pulmonologist, yeah.
He actually did lung transplants.
Yeah.
And I was like, how did
That's
that?
a doctor.
Right. And he said all of his patients die. I was like, what? I was like, what do you mean? He said, listen, he said, very seldomly. He said, does it ever? He said, you can extend their life. He said, but in the end, if you have problems with the lungs, he said, it's just bad.
Yeah.
He said, everything's connected. So anyway, he said, because I had made a crack about chiropractors. Because I was like, yeah, it's bullshit.
It is.
Well, he said, it's funny. He said, because there are actually studies, he said, legitimate studies that say in some instances, chiropractors have as much that they contribute or have as much of an impact as physical therapy, he said, for certain injuries, he said, on the back.
No, I will allow that the best chiropractors are using the actual sciences of physical therapy and massage and can produce results. That's not chiropractic medicine, though. It has nothing to do with back cracking or any of the bullshit that chiropractic science is absolute nonsense.
So I just, anyway.
But even a stop clock is right twice a day. I'm not saying that there's not a chiropractor out there who hasn't helped someone. We're getting far afield. Terrence Williams recruits
I love watching the TikToks. Do you ever watch the TikToks when they crack people?
with the hot babes.
No.
There's
They wrap a towel.
There's one with hot babes.
This one area. Which, by the way, when I started going to him, shooting pains, couldn't feel my hands. I mean, a major problem. Did an X-ray, showed me the disc. Like I'm like, holy shit! Like that definitely is not right. Like I'm looking at this disc, like something's wrong.
Yeah.
And he told me before when I explained what it was. He said, I can tell you right now where your issue is. He told me exactly where it was. Then took an X-ray, came back, and was like, boom, right there. Yep, you either have one or two things, whole thing. And he's been working on it. And I go once a week I went once a week for maybe 3 weeks. Now he's like, we'll go every 2 weeks he's like,
How long have you been seeing him?
a month and a half.
All right.
And
is it possible in your mind that your body has just healed over time?
I have thought about that. I have thought that it is possible, and I don't know if it would have naturally done that or not. But
having that placebo effect in place of this doctor pushes things along.
It's cheap, and I like to think that maybe he's helping me. And then here's the thing too: it's not like he's milking me. He's like, look, let's start doing it once a month. He's like, you're fine. He's like, you're getting better.
How much does this cost you?
$35.
$35. Yeah.
I missed my appointment yesterday, and he texted me and said, hey, you missed your appointment. I don't want to reschedule. And I said, yeah, I'll reschedule today. I said, and listen, and by the way, that was completely my fault because I was out of town. I was like, and I said, and I'll by all means, I'll pay for the $35 for. He said, absolutely not. He said, you didn't show up. Not a big deal. I'm here anyway. He said, just.
How long are these sessions for $35?
Maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes, like not long, But to me, I feel like if he had said $80 every session, I'd have paid it.
Well, there you go.
It was bad, Colby. I mean, I was fucked up.
I
you're right. Maybe it healed by itself. Maybe it would have healed anyway. Maybe he even made it go a couple of weeks extra. But I feel good about the thing, and I feel like this is a good listen, as opposed to like surgery or my doctor who was telling me.
I'm not telling you to go under the knife, Matt
right.
Cox.
Oh, well, my doctor was saying, look, because when I explained it to her, she was saying, I said, well, I'm going to go to a chiropractor. She's like, she's saying, well, look, why don't I give you a referral to a pain specialist? Like you're trying to put me on pain meds. Like I don't want to be on pain meds. I want to go on, like, I'll try this. I'm trying everything before I get to that.
I'm reading a book right now called You Are the Placebo, which was actually written by a chiropractor discussing the placebo effect and how it works and how it's absolutely amazing that, if I give you a sugar pill and tell you this is going to cure your back, you'll eat that sugar pill and it may actually cure your back like 40% of the time. And it's not because your pain was fake. It's because the body is amazing and your mind is amazing.
And that doctor that I told you about is the same thing. He said, most things your body will heal by itself. He said most people don't really need to go to the doctor.
Well, that's the whole thing with faith healing. I mean, you find someone with like a humpback and arthritis and all that, and then the mega church pastor like puts his hands on him, boom, 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 dude's doing cartwheels. Yeah. That's real sometimes, but it's a function of the placebo effect and adrenaline and things like that. So I think your chiropractor's a fraud, but I'm glad you're feeling better. So these two things go hand in hand with each other.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Terrence Williams, NBA star. Trying to rip off the NBA health plan. He recruits a chiropractor. He recruits a dentist. And he convinces them to submit false invoices to the NBA health plan, seeking reimbursement for work that they never did. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So the doctor, the chiropractor, and the dentist are going to get paid, and then they give a kickback to Terrence Williams and then keep a little bit for themselves.
Okay.
Okay. But the problem is they need NBA patients to put down, right, for these fake procedures that never take place.
So he starts recruiting other NBA.
Bingo. So he goes out and recruits other NBA players to submit false claims in the same manner. And the co-conspirators pay Williams financial kickbacks for help in kind of facilitating this insurance fraud. The co-conspirators, I'm happy to name names here on your show only. I'm going to name names, Matt Cox. Utah Jazz coach Kenyon Dooling. LA Lakers Shannon Brown, LA Clippers Darius Miles.
Not Miles.
Yeah. LA Clippers Allen Anderson. We're all co-conspirators working with Terrence Williams, submitting false claims, and everyone's getting money. They're milking the system. And then things get weird, Matt Cox. Mm-hmm. Williams creates a fake email address pretending to be the administrator of the NBA health plan. And then he emails the dentist who had been helping him out to rip off the plan. And the email says, we've discovered you are committing fraud, ripping off the health plan. Please pay a fine in the amount of $346,000, and we won't prosecute you for the false invoices.
What is with this? This guy's got fraud on top of fraud. Now he's defrauding the fraudsters.
The dentist paid the fine of $346,000 to this fake, I don't know how the money was delivered, but basically to a bank account that Williams controlled, thinking it was the NBA health plan, so he could avoid prison. So he ripped off his co-conspirator. Pretty clever.
Very, yeah,
Yeah,
pretty,
right.
yeah.
Well, of course, he gets caught.
Well, how does he get caught? I wonder how he got caught.
I think eventually the NBA health plan just began taking
an
a look
audit?
at it. Yeah, it's always some kind of audit or something perfectly innocent. It lands on the FBI's desk. FBI arrests him. Williams is out on bond awaiting trial, and he begins sending text messages to witnesses in the case, threatening them to not cooperate.
He's getting deeper and
Like,
deeper.
You talk to the FBI, my man, it's not going to end up good for you. We're
Right.
very tall dudes, very muscular tall dudes. The other players, every one of those co-conspirators agrees to cooperate against Williams. So they're just lining up. It's like they'd rather be on the bus than under the bus.
Yeah, yeah.
They'd
rather be a witness than a.
All those names I mentioned, they go to the FBI, they go, do I have a story for you? With their attorneys. And
Better to be a witness than a co-conspirator.
yeah. Again, $2.5 million. Williams sees the writing on the wall and ends up pleading guilty. Now, the government seized $650,000 of his assets.
Okay.
Okay, so bit of a recovery there. Yeah, stuff that he bought, bank account information. So he has restitution, obviously. Pleads guilty to fraud and identity theft for pretending to be the NBA person. That's pretty much the facts.
That's not identity theft. Like, is it a real person he's pretending to be, or did he just make up a name?
I think it's only identity theft if you choose a real person.
Yeah.
So
Trust me, that when they were adding up victims for me, they added up. They were. I was reading through the names, and I'm like, wait a minute, that person doesn't even exist. And this is what the Secret Service agent said to me, because the name was David Freeman, and she said somebody's named David Freeman, and I'm like, are you fucking? I wanted to just be like, are you fucking with me? I made up the name David Freeman, put it on a fucking license to go open up.
you need to find a more unique name.
You see what I'm saying? Like, what a jerk! Like,
Right, his name
they
is
didn't like.
Mustafa Shoelace.
Like, I'm already in trouble.
I get it.
Do we have to? Do we have to? Can we just fucking? I could just go to jail for what I did.
think you found yourself in a position where the government felt you had stuck your thumb in their eye, and they were looking to stick it back to you.
Well,
I think
they
that's what
did.
happened. Yeah.
They did. They got me.
Well,
But so I'm wondering about the identity, because to me, if it's aggravated identity theft, like that's an extra 2 years.
I don't know if the word aggravated was in any of the charging documents that I looked at.
Okay, so
So
2.5.
2.5 million. Pretty complicated scheme. Identity theft, fraud.
Really imaginative. Like, I'm not sure. I see the problem with government is they'll give you an enhancement for being imaginative, where I feel like you kind of have to be like, I feel like it's a downward departure.
Yeah, I
really.
think like game respects game.
Yeah,
There's a
like,
little fist bump
I
there.
like the ripping off your co-defendant.
Yeah.
He's got no criminal history, I'm sure, because he's playing in the NBA. So, and none of them have criminal histories.
I don't know that, but I wouldn't necessarily assume that to be the case.
None of them have criminal. They're all good people.
Right. It's like the NFL.
Right.
The only people with more head injuries than NFL players are their wives.
My God. I think not 3 or 4 years. Like, I'm gonna go back with 41 months.
41. That's your number. It's your lucky number today is 41.
It was enhanced. There's sophisticated means for sure, and this and
Okay.
that complicated.
I want you to think about the witness tampering also.
Oh,
Wasn't charged with it, but
they don't. They
but
frown on it.
the judge gets to know it occurred. Yeah.
I'm still
Threatening witnesses in the case.
Let's go.
You shut up if you know what's good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
60 months. I'm still thinking.
I'm not trying to drag you off your
I'm gonna go
41-month security blanket. I know you're into
trying
that.
to help. Feel like you're trying to help me there. I'm gonna go 60 months.
60 months? Was that 5 years?
Yeah, 60 months. I don't know. It's not a lot of money. It's like
Really?
60 months.
$2.5 million bucks? Not a lot of money?
No,
You must be doing well.
60 months. 60 months.
60 months. Correct answer? 10 years.
Wow. That's ridiculous.
This guy's
That's
a one-man
lot.
crime wave.
He's
This is a one-man crime wave. He's looping people in. He's getting fake doctors. He's getting fake pretend doctors. He's doing it all.
I mean, he doesn't sound like he's got He's got really one real victim, which is the insurance company. The other guy, your co-defendant, victimizing your co-defendants is not victims.
I know, but the mechanism he put into place
It's
to
very
create
complicated. Yeah, but that's only one enhancement. It's
I know.
sophisticated means.
Yeah, but I think the totality of the whole thing.
I mean, I'm obviously wrong.
Yeah, clearly.
So I'm arguing from a bad person,
Yeah.
since clearly I did not. I don't think this is as big of a deal. And I also don't think he's got. I was also going off of the idea that he doesn't have a criminal history, which he still may not have gotten 10 years. He didn't go to trial.
Right.
That's ridiculous. 10 years. You pled guilty to 10 years? I'll go to trial for 10 years.
Well,
Like there's not a bunch of victims. We got one victim here. He got railroaded.
all right. Well, you can write him a letter in prison. Maybe he'll send you a signed basketball from the exercise yard. Let's leave the world of professional rodeo and NBA and go into the world of high school sports.
Okay, can I go to the bathroom?
I think it's a good idea for
Okay.
both of us. Yeah, you first. So we talked about rodeo. We talked about the NBA. Let's go to high school sports. Were you a high school athlete, Matthew Cox? You play any sports in high school?
I went to a high school for kids with learning disabilities, and they had a
You should have been
basketball.
awesome.
They had a basketball team.
All right.
Oh my god, I can't believe this is horrible. They had a basketball team, and I want to say, well, like, what is the minimum? Like 8 players or something? Like whatever the
There's
minimum.
5 people on the court at a time.
Oh, is there? Okay, so they had 5 people, right? Like they had the minimum.
But again, when you're having practices, it's good to have maybe 10 people so you can scrimmage against yourself at practice. But
they would play other private schools who were small schools that had like 300 people in them. My school had, I think, at the biggest year they had was maybe 20 people. Like my
that's
graduating
small.
class was like, was it 7 or 8 people in my graduating class?
oh, that's really small.
This is tiny. This
Yeah.
is tiny. And on the basketball team was one of the kids was a kid named Rodney that had Down syndrome.
Oh,
man.
man.
I went to school with Rodney with a kid, and when I say I went to school, I mean like we were in classes together. And Rodney,
Was he valedictorian?
he was hilarious.
But they're all nice people.
of course,
They're the
of
nicest
course.
people in the world. They're
But-
happy. Yeah.
But you know what's interesting about Rodney is I always remember this when I think we talk about doctors is that he basically his parents had been told, and I don't know why they tell this because I see like adult kids with Down syndrome, but apparently like they die. And like apparently like his parents had been told like the whole like he'll never learn to read, he'll never learn to like they're like basically just all doom.
And now he's a chiropractor.
I was gonna say the kid reads better than I do. He was funny though. He was super. He was very strong.
So was basketball the only sport that they had?
That was it. And I didn't play.
Yeah. Yeah. so you never.
Out of 20 kids, they wouldn't take me. They were like, Cox, what are you doing here? Like, what do you mean? What am I doing?
Yeah.
You got 7 people on the team.
Yeah.
You'll take anyone. Rodney's playing.
Yeah. I was a high school wrestler. I was.
I figured. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, well,
I don't know about wrestling. I don't see wrestling, but definitely
I could
athlete.
see I could see wrestler because it's very
Think of
disciplined.
wrestlers as being shorter.
Yeah, most are. Most are. I'm not. I was kind of. I went to high school in Washington D.C. and I was kind of famous in D.C. with the high school wrestling community because I was in every other school's yearbook getting pinned by their wrestlers. So I was a bit of a legend in the sport.
You see all the pictures?
Yeah. Right. You go to DeMatha High School. There's somebody with my head on a headlock. You go to Bishop Ireton. There's the guy like slamming me on the ground. And so every different high school in their yearbooks had a picture of me getting my ass handed to me on the wrestling mat.
That's great.
You know who was a really good wrestler? Merrick Redding of Lee's Summit, Missouri. But like a lot of superstar athletes in high school, he had trouble finding his place in the world after the roar of the crowd disappeared, Matt Cox. You know people like that who like high school was their peak and everything after that was just sort of downhill and
Yes.
they would they'd be 19, 20 years old, like swinging by the school to say hi to their teachers and
The Al Bundys of the world still talking about.
Polk High School.
Still talking about being the winning touchdown. Yeah.
Yeah. So Merrick wasn't doing well, and so at age 20, he creates a fake persona on Snapchat.
Does he tell me he goes back to high school?
And somehow he uses this fake persona to solicit nude photos from multiple female users, some of whom were under age 18. Big problem.
It's not good.
Not good.
He's now sitting in Coleman Low.
Well, we'll get there. We'll get there. So it seems that he kind of became addicted to this kind of custom flavor of sex content, and he begins trading the images that he's kind of getting from these Snapchat girls on online forums with other guys who are kind of into younger girls. So he's not just soliciting it; he's now trading it and kind of putting it out there in the world. Images and videos, not good. This problematic behavior escalates when 3 of the girls that he sort of had on the string, teenage girls, wanted to stop making content. I don't feel comfortable with this anymore. And stop making content for him. And he threatens to distribute and publicly post the images of them if they stop.
What are with these guys, man?
It's a bad kid. It's a bad kid. Under the pressure of this coercion, and that's really what it is, right? He's forcing them. He's extorting them.
You're already doing something illegal.
I know.
You're going to add extortion
So
to
these
it?
girls continue to produce graphic images and videos like slaves for him. Again, teenage girls.
Yeah.
Eventually, one of the girls tells the police, who loops in the FBI and Homeland Security investigations, who open up an investigation on Merrick. And they do a search warrant of his iPhone, and all the evidence is there. It's all just there.
Yeah.
He's just dead in the water. He's later charged with production and distribution of child, we'll say for the sake of YouTube, sex content.
Yeah.
You know what the word is, starts with a P. As well as extortion. And he pleads guilty to all these charges in federal prison. How much time are you going to give this former high school wrestling phenomenon?
Yeah, he's getting, I want to say 20 years, but he's probably getting, let's say he gets 15.
Well, which is it?
15. 180 months.
180 months? 15?
Yeah, and he pleads guilty.
He did plead guilty.
Yeah, 180.
He did plead guilty. He got 20 years in prison.
Oh, I was so close. I said 8. I said, I should have. I was low.
You went down to 15, huh?
Yeah,
I was trying to bring you back to 20.
Yeah.
I wanted you to have the win. You got 25 years of supervised release after that, though. Can you imagine? 25 years of supervised release. So if he does real time, which I know they never do, he'll get out at age 40 because he's 20 years old.
Oh yeah.
And then he'll be on probation until he's 65. Crazy.
But he's 20, 25 years. He'll probably do.
How much time does he do?
16 to 17.
Okay.
It depends. I don't know if that he's hands. Well, no, he's not hands on. It's production. So he may
production and distribution.
Yeah.
And extortion, of course. Yeah.
But if they you know what, now they think about it, they'll probably consider the extortion violent, a violent charge.
So he will not be working on his pickleball game and
no,
in some minimum security country club.
no. What I'm saying is that they have the Second Chance Act credits, but I don't think he gets those credits.
Yeah.
So he'll do 17 years. Maybe he'll get halfway house. Maybe he'll do 16.
Will he get a chance to wrestle in prison at all? The showers, maybe.
There may be some wrestling.
Some tussling.
I don't know about chance. Like it's an opportunity for him.
Yeah.
I think he may be avoiding wrestling, but there may be some wrestling.
Okay, just curious.
And just so you know, you are 5 for 10. So there should be 2 stories. Yeah, you were 5 for 7, and you lost the last.
We got
3.
2 stories left. I also did an alternate story, which I'll save for next time. But I got so nervous that one of these stories would be a repeat, even though I have a spreadsheet of everything I ever talked to you about.
Did you go over this with your wife? Though?
She chose the order of them. That's her contribution. As I do a spreadsheet, I number them at what I think, and then she said, "No, this needs to be story number 6. No, story number 7 needs to be story number 2." And so
I
there's
have a question with the lead-ins. Do you think what's my lead-in statement on this?
I write it at the top. This
Yeah.
one says, the next one we're doing says fast food. So I'm going to say, Matt Cox, when you're on the road, what is your fast food restaurant of choice?
I fast food restaurant. I mean, I think fast food. I think McDonald's, and I always get like a little baby cheeseburger. But
You'll say you're driving from here to Jacksonville to visit your friend Tom Simon, which you never do. But and
listen, you're going on. I was thinking about this on the way walking down the hall. I was thinking, like people will be like, "Oh yeah, you're friends with that FBI agent, retired FBI agent," and I'm always like, yeah, kind of. I mean, we've gone out a few times. Like, yeah, we're it's not like we're hanging out all the time.
Well,
and
neither of us are hangout guys. For the,
right.
I mean, it's not.
What? I would have liked to have gone to Hollywood Horror Nights. I mean, Colby and I would have gone.
I'll keep that in mind.
Because I was thinking about that on the way. I was thinking we should. I was thinking. Oh, I should. If Jess finds out what the tickets are, I should ask Colby if he wants to go. And then I thought, why am I not going with Tom?
I had no idea this would be your thing. Honestly, like there's some people.
I love Halloween's my favorite.
Me too. I love horror movies. I love horror books. I love haunted houses. I love all of that.
Yeah.
It makes me feel alive.
Yeah,
It's
that
like,
and Christmas. But that's my first one. Is Halloween.
I'm so dead inside that I need to feel something. And when simulated fright is interesting. It's like an endorphin rush for me. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love it. I love
that next year. Let's let me loop you in next year. It's a good group of dudes, and you guys would fit in great.
And I also
podcasters. I'm going with a podcast group.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I do a comedy
It
show.
makes me even fucking madder. Are you serious? Because then I was also thinking, well, you know what it is? I'm not going to really fit in with what his FBI buddies might not.
I don't hang out with those nerds. I hang out with cool people.
And now it's podcasters?
Yeah,
God!
I'm a regular guest on a comedy podcast called Jim and Them, and the Jim and Them guys and I spend a lot of social time together, and every year we do this Halloween Horror Nights thing.
What's happening?
I had I had no idea you'd be into this. And there's people out there who I've invited to these things. They're like, "Are you out of your mind? I'd be scared to death. I'd have to wear an adult diaper." I had no idea you were a horror movie guy or a horror. Okay,
yeah,
definitely.
Well,
let's make this happen.
Definitely
next time. So you're driving on the highway. You hit an exit. You're hungry. And if every single fast food restaurant in the world to choose from, you go with McDonald's.
It depends on if it's dieting, and probably McDonald's, or this is weird, probably Dunkin' Donuts or something, like coffee and maybe like I'll get like a snack and bacon. Yeah, one of those two. Maybe Starbucks, because I think of because I'm gonna get maybe a little egg bites or something. Like that's it.
Colby, you
Chick-fil-A.
You're a Chick-fil-A guy.
I Chick-fil-A this morning.
I do like Chick-fil-A. I never think about Chick-fil-A though.
It's because not on Sunday.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
No.
not on Sunday.
No, Jess's daughter.
24/6.
Jess's daughter, 100% Chick-fil-A every single time.
I knew a kid
What
in
do you want?
college that
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. I guess if you work there through high school and you're a good kid and all that, they'll give you a scholarship. I knew a kid was
Really?
getting his college paid for.
My son worked there for like 4 years or 5 years.
Service is great.
Yeah.
I mean, they take care of the people. What about Subway? What are your thoughts on Subway?
I actually had a Subway for the first time the other day. But Jess and I stopped and got
It's a good sandwich.
we got the Predator. They named it after
The movie?
was it Jared. They came out with the 8-inch Predator.
That's funny. That is funny. They really. That's.
But I did stop and get one.
It's a great. All right.
I told Jess, I said, I'm gonna ask for those. I'm gonna say, hey, I want the new Jared Subway, the Predator. Got it. Just don't.
So there's a hospital in Las Vegas, Nevada called Sunrise Hospital. It's a for-profit hospital, medical facility. They have an emergency room that's been serving the community since 1958. Sunrise Hospital, pillar in the community. Next door to the hospital, Subway sandwich shop. Right? Maybe the doctors go over there with the nurses, get a foot long, give the nurse a foot long.
As you said, the career that cheats the most, nurses.
Really?
Yeah, horrible.
Yeah, horrible to think of. The guy who worked at the Subway, 48-year-old Roland Torres.
So 48 working at a Subway, so everything's going right in his life.
He's a man with a dream. He's a man with a dream. I want you to keep that in mind.
Okay. He wants to own one.
Dream big. Dream bigger than that. So Roland, he sees all these doctors and nurses coming and going all day long. He has an idea. He registers a business called Surgical Innovations, incorporates it, hops on his computer one night after he kind of wipes the smell of salami off his hands, and he creates an invoice for the hospital next door for $18,000 for medical supplies from Surgical Innovations, a company that does not exist other than as a corporate entity and bank account that he opened up.
Right.
Creates this invoice, puts it in an envelope, sends it in the mail to the hospital next door. There was no one more amazed than Roland when a few weeks later, $18,000 gets ACH'd into his corporate bank account.
Unbelievable.
They paid the bill, Matt Cox. He's a man with a dream.
Boy, he didn't start small either, did he? It's not like $1,800.
He always had dreams of being an entrepreneur and owning his own business. And so he began invoicing the hospital a couple times per week.
Just that hospital?
Just that hospital, the hospital next door. Why spread your wings when you when he somehow has found himself into their accounts payable system? Mm-hmm. Over a 2-year period, the hospital sent him $712,000.
Okay. Wow.
Not knowing that it was the guy who makes their veggie delights next door. Finally, someone at the hospital after 2 years says, "Who the hell is Surgical Innovations?" Begins to take a look into the whole thing, contacts the FBI, who reverse engineers this and finds that it's Roland at the Subway next door.
Is he still working there?
Well,
I still all this money. He's still working there.
yeah. From as far as I know.
Now he owns the place.
Charged with mail fraud. Mm-hmm. Pleads guilty. What are you going to do, right? It's not like he can pretend he's doing surgical supplies.
Right. Yeah.
How much money are you going to give this man how much time are you going to give this man with a dream?
I feel like that's a lot of time. I feel like
He pled guilty. Yeah.
I think 30, I'm going to say 36 months.
3 years, 36 months?
I'm really 20. I feel like 24.
2 years, $712,000.
Oh, 700,000. Okay. Whoa, wait. Hold on. I'm sorry. I was not thinking I for some reason thought it was around 300,000.
No, $712,000.
48 months.
Yeah. Does the hospital have to share some of this blame morally?
Stupidity.
Yeah, kind of. Like if you're the judge, you're like, come on, Sunrise Hospital in Las Vegas.
Yeah, 48 months. 48 months. Yes.
We're going with 48 months.
Yes.
Final answer?
Yes.
Correct answer. 21 months.
What is happening? I thought the guidelines were supposed to make these things more.
The guidelines are they're not binding. They're what's the word? Advisory.
Advisory.
Mm-hmm. All right.
5 for 11.
I never would have said. Yeah, I never would have said 21 or 2 years. I would have 3. I think was the lowest I was thinking. At least 3.
All right. So we decided last episode that a passing score for Matt Cox would be 50%.
Yes.
We are right now 5 for 11.
Yes.
We've reached the final challenge. Question number 12. Yeah. If you get it right, you'll be 6 for 12, which hits your 50% quota. If you get it wrong,
what?
I'm not sure what the ramifications are.
You'll get the little sound.
Yeah. Colby will play a fart noise.
Yeah.
Over here. All right. You ever heard of the online subculture known as incels?
Yes.
What is an incel, to your understanding?
It's an involuntary celibate.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And talk to me a little bit about what that's all about.
It means that these are guys that would like to get a girlfriend, but they just can't.
Right.
These are the guys you think of that they live in their mom's basement. Mm-hmm. They're chubby. They play video games all day. Yeah.
Yeah. And when they kind of get online with each other, it becomes sort of a toxic echo chamber.
Oh yeah, I think a lot. So I think there's a kind of a thing where a lot of them they end up being like women haters or something.
Right. Because if you or I were bad with girls in this weird hypothetical world, we would just turn on the charm, do our improve, maybe comb our hair back.
Maybe lose some weight. Maybe maybe think it might be me.
Work on the bench press. Come up with a better attitude. Because there were all times in our lives where we were involuntarily celibate, right? I mean, a guy has a dry spell.
All the way up to 13, I was.
Right. After that, it was Katie part of the door. So, University of Delaware student, Kyle Stevens, weird dude, bad with women. He tried to ask out 2 fellow students at the University of Delaware, Sarah and Carrie. They were just kind of creeped out by him and not interested in going on dates with him.
Mm-hmm.
That infuriated Kyle. He took these rejections hard, and he embraced the incel or involuntary celibate lifestyle in the communities online, kind of going all in with hate toward women, not understanding how counterproductive that is toward his ultimate goal of getting the love of his life. But he really kind of was very focused on Sarah and Carrie, the girls who rejected him when he asked them out. And he begins emailing and texting them, threatening to kill them. Yeah. Not cool. Describing violent fantasies of bashing their skulls in and eating their kidneys. Really violent stuff, like totally off the rails.
I mean, what's he thinking? Like, wow, I didn't know you feel that way. Can we meet at Starbucks?
This is a revenge play at this point.
Right.
He has grown to hate these girls. He then contacts Sarah's dad on Facebook, threatening to kill her in messages to her father. He was relentless, just off the rails with his behavior. So during COVID, he ends up going to Germany and continues his harassment campaign while he's in Germany, kind of like taking classes remotely in October 2020. But from Germany, he also does something. He submits 10 fraudulent applications for COVID relief loans for businesses that did not exist while he's in Germany. And because no one was watching the store at the Small Business Administration, Kyle gets $1.5 million into his bank account in COVID relief loans.
You got all kinds of problems.
Yeah. And so the cyber harassment, which they contact the FBI about, and the COVID loan scheme, which also triggers an FBI investigation, together culminates in cyber stalking and fraud charges. Kyle gets a twofer. Right?
Does he plead guilty? He's got to.
And they were able to seize the money in his bank account and recover most of it. Okay, and so the net loss to the government isn't much, but he got away with the money. It was in his bank account, but he just hadn't spent it down yet. They also do a search warrant of his home/apartment/dorm room, wherever he was living back when he was in Delaware, and they find his private diaries, and they seize those. The FBI does, and there's lots of complaining diary entries about how life isn't fair. And he justified in his diary his harassment of Sarah and Carrie, saying justifying the fraud at first, saying that he had grown up poor, and that's what justified him doing this fraudulent COVID relief scam. And then he justifies his harassment of Sarah and Carrie in his diary, saying that if they would not love him, Matt Cox, they would fear him. That's how he wrote it.
Yeah.
Without the words Matt Cox.
Right.
Yeah.
Sounds like he pulled it off.
So the Germans extradited him. Kyle wasn't coming back voluntarily, but he was an American citizen, so Germany's like, you take him.
Right.
Into the hands of the FBI in Delaware, and he pleads guilty to both the $1.5 million COVID relief fraud and the cyber harassment of these two girls who did nothing wrong other than turn him down when he asked them on a date. Combining those two crimes together and his admission of guilt to those two crimes, Matt Cox, how much time are you going to give former University of Delaware student Kyle Stevens?
72 months.
72 months?
Yeah.
Talk to me about your thought process. I want to get inside the mind of Matt Cox.
I mean, I'm thinking that the 1.2, the money he gets there. I mean, I'm stacking them because I'm thinking, because if you plead guilty, a lot of times they'll just run it concurrent. Like it might be 5 years. Like I think for that he probably got 4 years, but then I also think about the bullying and all that. Let's say another 3 years for the cyber stalking. And let's say you put them together. So I was just thinking two different cases. For the cyber bullying, I would think he would get a few years, right? Because they take it very seriously. It's like 2-3 years. So let's say 3 years. And then I think that's what I'm thinking, the combination. I'm thinking you stack them instead of running them concurrently.
Okay. And so, and that's what, how many months you said?
72.
Which is what, 6 years?
6 years.
Okay. Are we ready for the correct answer? You want to talk this out a little more
No.
or second guess?
No, because you're not helping me at all. You didn't tell me you didn't help me up or down.
Yeah, I'm not really, no. This is, you get to sink or swim based on your own intelligence. The judge sentenced him to 7 years in prison.
Yeah, I'm good.
You did it, my man.
Nice.
You got a future in this podcasting business. We got a long day today. I'm going from here to Orlando to Halloween Horror Nights.
So I'm telling you right now, if you haven't done it, figure out right now how to go pay for the Fast Pass.
My friend, you don't know who you're talking about.
Okay.
I do the RIP pass.
What is that?
Okay.
It's even better.
It's yeah. You get there.
RIP,
You get there. They take you to the buffet. You have a free meal, and all the drinks. The guide comes to you and your 12 friends and says, "All right, my name's Candy. I'll be taking you around today, and let's go." And then they walk you backstage. You take a look at all the people putting their makeup on. She talks about the theme. They go, "Okay, let's go to the first house." And then she walks you and your group to the first house. And past the Fast Pass people, past the unwashed standing in line, you go through the haunted house. Candy's waiting for you there.
Please tell me you're recording this. The unwashed that he just said you walked past the unwashed.
Okay, sorry, the pores. And
the commoners.
the pores. And I want them to put a screen up so I don't have to look at them. I asked Candy to tell them not to look me in the eye.
She brings a shading device to put between you
I'd rather them not look me in the eye. And then
So I feel like walking through first class. They look up at you for a second, they look back down.
yeah. But no, it's amazing. And so you do all the houses, all the scare zones. You have a guided tour. It's like at this one, what we're trying to really get across here is now Chucky is an adult and he's no longer a baby doll. He's a full-grown doll. But the and they kind of tell you the theme. You go through it. She waits for you. You walk to the next one. And I'm like, hey, and she goes, okay, we'll be stopping to use the bathroom right now. But the whole time you're walking to the front of the line. It's like that scene in Goodfellas. It's amazing.
How much does that cost?
I don't even know. Because,
How much money are you making on these flyers?
I haven't figured out an angle to make money on it yet. But what happens is like 8 months before I go, my friend says, hey, this is how much it's going to be. And I Venmo it. I think it's like $700 or something like that. Or
Extra? $700 for a ticket?
Yeah.
Or you mean for that included your Airbnb?
No. I mean, I'm flopping with some friends who are in town, so the ticket. It's an expensive night, but it's the only way to do it.
Are these on?
Yes, they are recording. They're recording that. Yeah.
I'm just saying it's an indulgence. It's a nice thing, like flying first class. You do it every now and then. It makes you feel great. You invest in yourself, Matt.
Hold on,
You're a big shot,
baby. Come on, I need you to look into the RIP pass for
Halloween
Horror Nights.
It's amazing.
Period.
We doing this?
And how bad is it? Like how bad? Like because I don't really read the comments on the videos that we send out of you being on the show. Mm-hmm. You mentioned it one time. You're like, I get comments from people that say like, how dare you go on this guy's show? How dare you participate with this guy? Like, how bad are those? Are they that?
No,
are there a lot of them?
Well, I think again, you're more popular than I am, objectively, as far as like your fame level. And so I think people are.
If it makes you feel better, it's probably just based on looks.
It's fair enough. It's a hard pill to swallow, but that's funny. And ridiculous.
What's funny is whenever I say something about you, I'm like, I don't know, he said this thing. We were laughing. I said, hey, there's a little out there. And Jessica, I go, and I'm always so shocked at how tall and what a big guy Tom is. And she goes, oh, Tom's jacked. And I'm like, okay. Like,
yeah, thank you, Jess.
Yeah. I already established that. I didn't need the commentary.
I am 6 feet tall, Matt. That's how tall an adult man should be.
I understand.
Right,
I'm average height for a woman, which means 50% of all women are just off limits, and the other 50% don't want to date a guy that's their height.
Yeah, but I think you're.
No, but I mean, you clearly you work out. You got the whole.
You work out too.
I do not. I haven't worked out in months.
Let's do a pose down.
Listen, my gut, when I walked in the bathroom this morning, and I've been doing this for about 2 months now, I walk in and I go, what are you doing, bro? You got to start working out again.
I go to a gym now, a different gym, and every 13 weeks they do a full body scan of you.
How much money do investigators make?
Well, it's not that expensive of a thing. And
Everything you've said, you're like, it's not even expensive, and this is $700.
if you went,
it's $350.
it's no more than like a CrossFit gym. And my point is this: my labs were terrible. Like my body fat percentage was bad, and so on June 30, I started going on a very strict diet, and now I'm down like 16 pounds.
Whoa,
Yeah.
16 pounds.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get down to 195.
I stopped at Dunkin' Donuts. I was sitting. Remember I said I was in my car for 5 minutes. I was eating a croissant sandwich. Like, I'm nowhere near this.
My point though is that you need to get back in the gym. You got a
I
great
did.
frame.
I do.
And listen, it doesn't take much for short guys to look jacked. Right? Tall guys all look like LeBron James if they got muscles, but you could look like a bodybuilder.
You're right, and I could if I had that.
Look how good it did Carrot Top in his career.
It killed him. You know what? Okay. Listen, the other day I was sitting on the couch and Jess and I were both like, we've got to start losing weight. We got to get on a diet. And I looked at her and I said, do you understand the level of commitment and discipline that I had when I got out of prison was at 150%. I said, I have lost all of that. I don't have any discipline.
The first time I did the show, you were up at 4:30 in the morning with Jess going to the
Absolutely.
gym every day.
Absolutely.
And all the comments when we wore our matching black shirts at your request were
Cox is
like,
jacked,
yeah,
bro.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all. I don't get those comments anymore. Now it's like, listen, Tubby. Yeah, no, I have to, you know, and we keep, Jess and I keep doing the whole, we travel so much, we this and that. But you know what's so funny is that my buddy James travels all the time and we'll go on like a little 3 or 4 day vacation. We'll go to the same hotel.
Yeah.
He's up every morning. He and his fiance are up every morning working out. He's like, hey, you want to meet us at the gym tomorrow morning? We're like, what?
Here's my pitch to you, Matt.
He goes, he finds a gym wherever he is, and he goes.
You had 13 years in prison?
Close, almost, yeah.
Of your life stolen from you, right? Where I mean, just like someone took if it's a pie chart, someone took a 13-year piece of pie
And removed it.
and removed it off the table. Longevity for you should be a priority.
Listen, I've had this conversation. I know. I've
I'm
said
saying this as a friend. I'm saying this as a friend. That,
no, you're right.
That you know that there's nothing more. You know, I'm your age. I'm 55 years old, and right now I'm looking into the last quarter of my life.
Right.
And I want to make that as productive as possible, and be able to, you know, do things when I'm 60 and when I'm 70 years old, and not be hurt and not be, you know, have trouble getting out of bed and complaining about this and have chronic health problems.
Right.
Again, and you should have, this should be even more urgent for you because, again, you had this hunk of your life stolen from you. There's nothing more important than your health.
I thought you were going to say something mean.
No.
Because you're short.
No.
Short people die earlier. No.
Well, no. I think if anything, us human giants die.
Actually, you do. Yeah, but short people live a little longer, but not the way I'm living.
No, I mean, Hervé Villachet lasted till age like, Tattoo from Fantasy Island.
Oh, really?
And he was in his 70s or 80s. Billy Barty.
The plane. No. Listen, and I know all this because I've said this many times. I was like, why? The guy's like, bro, why are you working out all the time? Why are you running like 3 miles a day? Why are you doing? I was like, bro, I gotta live longer than everybody else because I said I have a huge chunk of my life that was removed.
Just make it a habit. You brush your teeth on habit.
I was in a habit. I'm telling you, we broke the habit at some point, and we have had. The last year has been a struggle to get back into it.
Okay.
That's the problem. Like, I don't not know this.
Okay, here's an answer.
What?
Overpay for a gym.
I know.
Seriously, overpay for a gym, and then every day that you don't go, you're like, Christ, they're hitting my bank account for $200 whether I go or not.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny. I used to lose sunglasses all the time, and Ray-Bans came out. And I paid like $300 for a pair of Ray-Bans.
You took care of that
I
shit.
I never lost that pair of
It's
Ray-Bans.
the same theory. Same theory. Yeah.
It's like if you buy a Mont Blanc pen, you don't lose your pen.
Right.
It's a $250 pen.
Exactly. I've been broke. You've been broke.
Yeah.
You begin to appreciate the value of a dollar then, and you make sure that you're going to spend your money wisely.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to. I need to. Yeah, I'm going to. And Jess and I had this conversation. And we just got, listen to this. We could definitely do the carnivore diet because we got a huge shipment in from Omaha. Yeah, from Omaha.
Steaks?
Yeah. And
okay.
one is one of our sponsors, but and we ate the steaks, and bro, they were fucking good as fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, we ate the steaks. Matter of fact, listen, we even ate. You know, they sent us all kinds. They sent us hot dogs. We cut up the hot dogs. We made them. And they sent us. I don't know if you know this. They have. It's a dessert. It was like an apple. It's like an apple pie thing that like we had no idea. We thought, oh, we're getting some steaks. Mm-hmm. We've been eating this shit. They're not helping either. Now that I think about it.
What are you weighing in at now?
Oh, I weighed in this morning 183.
Okay.
At my height, which is not good. I should be 165.
Right.
I'm almost 20 pounds overweight.
And that's where I was. Again, I came in at 218 on June 30, and my goal is to get down to 195. So I'm kind of on the road to that right now. And most of that's happening in the kitchen, right? So you can be a big strong guy with big muscles, but still have like crazy bad body fat and a weight that's out of this control, and it's going to tax your liver, tax your kidneys, and all that. My diet's the easiest one in the world. 2,000 calories a day, 200 grams of protein. Everything else is a free run.
Yeah.
Just hit those two numbers, get a little app on your phone, hit the barcode and everything you're eating and drinking, and then
It's you know what I also thought? I thought having the new studio would help. Because I thought, well, I'll be out of the house more. It hadn't done it. Because my problem is snacking. I go downstairs, I get something real quick, I go upstairs.
Yeah.
An hour later, I come back, I eat something else, I go upstairs, I go back. Before you know it, I'm like, I'm at 4,000 calories right now. Like, this is ridiculous.
You're an incredibly famous YouTuber. You're a national treasure. You need to take care of yourself, right?
Listen, the funniest thing, I went in to get something for Jess the other day at like CVS, and I walked in, and I went to the counter, and the guy looked at me, and he was ringing it up. He looked at me, and he goes, "Are you a famous YouTuber?" And I go, "I am a famous YouTuber." Nobody's ever said that.
That's funny.
Like they're like, "You're Matt Cox," but
Yeah.
are you? I said, "I am." He says, "Yeah, you do true crime, right?" I was like, "Yeah."
Are you the FBI guy? Which is a tough question, right? Because I'm no longer the FBI guy.
Right.
I can't be claiming to be the FBI guy, but I used to be.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good though. That's great.
So we doing this?
Yeah, that will be it. That will probably make it somewhere in the end.
That's fine. Hello,
So-
Matt Cox. So good to be here with you again.
Okay. Yes. Thank you. Thank
Early
you.
morning.
Yeah.
Your fans don't know this, but we're doing this early in the morning.
Yeah.
It's like a wacky morning show, the morning zoo.
And you gave me the option to sleep in like an extra hour or so, and I didn't take it. And boy, when that alarm went off at 5 o'clock this morning, I thought, fuck, that was a mistake.
Yeah.
If you sleep hot at night, you know how disruptive that can be. Whether you're having trouble falling asleep, you're waking up sweating in the middle of the night, or all of the above, that's where Ghost Bed can help. As the makers of the coolest beds in the world, Ghost Bed is your go-to for cooling mattresses, cooling pillows, and cooling bedding. From their signature Ghost Ice fabric to patented technology that adjusts to your body's temperature, every Ghost Bed mattress is designed with cooling in mind. So whether you want a plusher mattress that cushions your shoulders and hips, or a firm option with exceptional support, your Ghost Bed will keep you cool and comfortable all night long. When you purchase a Ghost Bed mattress, your comfort is guaranteed. You can try out your mattress for 101 nights, risk-free, to make sure it's the right fit for you. Plus, they offer free shipping, and most items are shipped within 24 hours. If you're not sure which Ghost Bed is right for you, check out their mattress quiz. You'll answer a few questions and get a personalized recommendation. Just visit ghostbed.com/Cox and use code Cox at the checkout.
So last night, I stayed at the Seminole Casino right across the street.
Yeah.
It's amazing. The place is fantastic. Guests at the Matt Cox Show should stay there, and you need to figure out how to get them to sponsor you so your guests stay there for free, specifically me.
Yeah. I know you mentioned it. You played poker.
I did. So I'm going to stop bitching and moaning about you not paying for my gas money because I can make it at the poker table at the casino now when I come see you.
When would you make?
I made $100.
See, I just feel like that's wrong. I don't know why gambling, to me, I immediately think gambling is illegal, but it's not illegal.
No, it's perfectly legal because the Seminole Indian tribe. In fact, I asked the lady at the front desk. I'll tell you a couple stories about this, and you can use them or not use them. You can cut it out if it's boring. Lady at the front desk, nice lady. I said, hey, question for you. I go, this is all legal, right? Because it's a Seminole Indian tribe that owns it. And she goes, yeah. And I go, how long you worked here? She goes, 5 years. I go, you ever seen or met a Seminole Indian? And she's like, no. And I go, I think they're like leprechauns. I'm not sure they exist.
Okay.
But I had the greatest hotel room of my life. And so I'm going to give you a gift today. Here's the gift. I'm going to teach you something that you don't know, that you're going to invest in yourself, Matt Cox. I've been doing this now for 20 years. Every hotel I go to. Or if you book your room through hotels.com or Expedia or one of those places, it's a discounted room and the hotel is not making as much money as they would if you wandered in off the streets.
Right.
Right.
They're not happy with you.
Right. But there's a remedy to that. And I'm going to show you the remedy. So what I do is whenever I get a reservation, doesn't matter how you make the reservation, I walk up to the front desk lady. She's like, hi, how are you checking in? You got your suitcase. And I go, I am checking in. But before I do, I just want to let you know how crazy it is that I travel on business all the time. I'm always on the road. And I go, and it's never, ever made sense to me that everyone in the entire hospitality industry is being taken care of except for you people at the front desk. You look at the valet parking guys. These guys are morons. And I go, they can't even fold their wallets at the end of a shift. They're getting tipped so much. Meanwhile, you probably have a degree in hospitality, right? She's like, why, yes, I do. And I said, yet no one ever takes care of you. You're on your feet for 8 hours a day. You're the front door to this organization. You're running this hotel as far as I'm concerned. So I just want to let you know how much I appreciate everything you do. And you take a $20 bill, you reach over and you set it on her keyboard. And I go, my name's Tom Simon. I'm checking in. If you could get me a decent room, I'd appreciate it. I've been doing this for 20 years. And the rooms I get are majestic, man. When I was an FBI agent in Honolulu, Hawaii, I would often travel to Kauai and Maui, and I would do that, and I would get these amazing suites overlooking the ocean, and with like my own hula girls. It was remarkable. Last night I do it, and I get the biggest hotel room I've ever stayed in my life, right down the street at the Casino Hotel. And I mean, I was alone, right? So it wasn't like I was like bawling out of control with a bunch of friends or anything like that. But it had like a giant living room, stocked bar, huge bedroom. The bathroom was like, bigger than my first apartment.
But it wasn't the one that was in the bowels with no windows of the original hotel room you were going to get.
Right, exactly.
And like, let's take him out of the center.
And I've A/B tested this thing that I do, this pre-tipping of the front desk lady for $20. So the other thing they'll often do is they'll comp you on the parking. They'll give you free breakfast coupons. This $20 will pay for itself. Beyond just the great room you're going to get. And it's always an upgrade of some kind.
Which is probably just at their discretion anyway.
Yeah, well,
anybody who complains,
the front desk people have so much control over the quality of your stay. They know where the frat party is. They can put you next door to that, or they can put you not next door to that. They know where the ice machine is. They can put you near it if you want or far away. Sometimes, and this lady last night, they say to you, "What kind of room do you want? What are you looking for?" And I go, "You know what? Put me in the room you would put your mother in if you wanted to show her a really, really special time here at the hotel." She goes, "Got it." And boy, oh boy, did she ever last night. So it is a pleasure to be with you today after the best night's sleep of my life and winning $100 at this lovely casino.
Well, then we're going to have to, we're going to look into that. I'm definitely going to try that. I'll try that next time.
Try it next time. And again, to be clear, I mentioned this. I A/B tested with other FBI agents that I would travel with who didn't do it. And then I'd like, we would check in and I would do my spiel. And then he would like get his room at the government rate. And I go, let's meet back in and we'll go out to dinner in an hour. We'll get started with work or whatever. We meet back in the lobby. What's your room like? He goes, that's fine, kind of small. I think it looks out of the dumpster. And they go, what's your room like? I go, oh, really? Because I'm on the top floor. I got a suite. I got a hula girl. I'm overlooking the ocean, but I can also see the pool too. And they were like, how'd you do that? And I go, come with me, kid. I'll tell you. So my gift to you, my gift to your fans, you do this, you're going to, I've had women cry at the front desk ladies.
No, you have not.
Oh my God, they've never been tipped in their lives. These women are making nothing at the front desk.
Right.
And
so you're doing it for them.
Yeah, I'm a hero. I give and I give and I give. Not all heroes wear capes, Matt. I'm a licensed private investigator in Florida, but I work in all 50 states. But my specialty are people who've been ripped off in frauds and swindles. I have some methods that I use to try to get their money back. And so if your listeners ever need help in any of the 50 states because they feel that they've been defrauded, they can contact me for a free consultation at my website, simoninvestigations.com. And thank you so much for having me on the show.
Hey, you guys, I appreciate you watching. Do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so you get notified of videos like this. Also, if you want to be a guest of the show, go into the description box, hit the link. It'll take you there. You can leave a short video, fill out a very, very brief form, and we'll contact you. Also, we're gonna leave Tom Simon his Simon Investigations.
Yeah, Simon Investigations on TikTok,
On TikTok.
and Instagram, and YouTube.
Yeah, we're going to leave all of those links in the description box so you can click on those and go straight there if you want to contact him. Once again, I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you very much. Do me a favor, share the video, and I will see you.
See ya.